What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Hold'em, a game that we're all studying.
All
The
right.
Cadillac of poker.
Yes.
So this is the Cadillac of poker. This is an interesting hand because we are going to flat a squeeze. This guy opens small to 7,
Right.
but he's in early position. I think 3-betting is fine, but I chose to flat here against this player who was pretty tight.
Ace queen suited is one of the flatting hands if you want to have a flatting range.
Yeah, it is a flatting range hand against this early, so I chose to flat.
Yeah.
Now it gets interesting. This guy chooses a very small squeeze size.
Mm-hmm.
Tight player folds, and I
Oh.
think this is a call.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a call, and we get a
The
very
rare
interesting.
double flat. You're in the rare double flat space.
This is a very rare double flat. We are at
Yeah.
the top of our flatting range, which allows us to flat a squeeze, especially a smaller squeeze.
Yep.
What size do you think? So, if you've got what size should he use here? Let me see. So
36.
36.
36.
Yeah, I like 36. That sounds about right.
36,
Yeah,
35.
32. I was going to say 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a 32. I think I still call this hand, but I'm not as comfortable. But this, I
Where do
think,
you get
becomes a slam
get-
dunk.
Mike,
I think
where do you
he's
get
still.
other than just that it feels like the right number?
Well, 28 seems like our standard, and then I bumped it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
so,
you're right. 28 is a standard.
No.
4x
35
plus
is the
an
standard.
additional call.
You're not counting the dead money. He's out of position, so his squeeze is going to be 4 times instead of 3x, right? Plus the dead money, 7 and 1.
Yeah, 3x plus the dead money, and then one more for out of position. Yeah, would bump it up further to 36, like you said.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like 32 seems like in between. That's where I was going with. I don't think you have to go super big because again, it's now the pot's starting to become inflated.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to like kind of stick to the standard formulas, in my opinion. But yeah, I think you can go either way. I think 20 obviously is too small.
Mm-hmm.
28 is like that. This is kind of where we begin. 36 is a really good, beefy size, and 32 is kind of in the middle.
Okay, great. I just wanted to see if there was
That's what I'm thinking.
That's fine. And then the other thing that might want us to push it up in towards the 36 or even the 40 as opposed to the 32 is look at how deep he is with under the gun. He's not deep against us, but he's 200 big blinds deep.
That's a
with
very good point. He probably
Mm.
wants to inflate it because he's at essentially 200 bigs here.
Yeah, so I think that if the range that we like is 32 to 36, then or 32 to 40 or 30 to 40, I like pushing it up. So okay, so he goes 20 and we call.
And we call and we get a good flop.
And by the way, Larry, if he does make it 36, I think you still call.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. This hand is at the very top of our flatting range against UTG. I do think we call. We'll look at what that range is in theory in a second. So, now it gets interesting. So, he now pots. When we're not folding, our options are raise or call. Which one do you prefer?
If we raise, we're gonna jam, right?
Probably run it, no? Like
I'm fine with running this.
if you like get to turn any gems, it's pretty terrible when you don't get there.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I know you're right because I looked
Yeah,
at
maybe
it.
he's got, and plus maybe he's got kings and we have 3 more outs.
So I think the jam is the appropriate play here.
Yeah.
And I didn't make it. I'm called, and then this is not as interesting. We get there and he shows ace king.
Right. So
And
Oh, wait.
I was by the way, I listened to you guys. This is a live hand, and even though I have the nuts, I waited for him to turn it over so I could get information instead of being nice and say I got the nuts.
Okay, we're allowed to do that.
But again, etiquette. Are you supposed to turn it over, or are you supposed to say I got the
Nice
nuts?
It's nice to turn it over. You don't have to, it's supposed to is a funny thing.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
It has to do with how, some of the people who say I always turn over my hand are the people who are often the best player at the table, and so they're playing two games at the same time. They're playing a game of poker that they know they can win, and then they're playing a game of making sure that people are enjoying themselves. So the game of poker that they know they can win is still running.
Well, I'm not the kind of guy who's ever going to think I'm the best player at the table, so that's not going to
Right.
happen.
Yeah. So
You know what? This seems like a situation where if he's a reg, you wait, and if he's an unknown or a fun player, recreational, you just turn it over and don't worry about what.
I think that's the right approach, Mike.
Sure.
I think you got it spot on.
Yeah.
Interesting questions. Except for high equity draws, do you actually want to jam anything at all on flop? And
So it's a high equity board, but what did you say after that?
like except for high equity draws, are you jamming anything else on flop?
How
Well,
about
we'll look at it. So this is a very interesting hand.
Yeah.
I was not sure. So I ran this and I ran it. I was surprised by the solution. So I ran it two ways.
Right.
So this is, I could give him a pot size bet here. So we are mixing here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was fascinated by this choice. I hope this works. Does most of the time. So I ran it twice. And I ran it in as a custom solve with our custom sizes, right? So, and I gave him a more realistic squeezing range too. So this is a custom solve. These are the ranges. He's out of position. I'm in position. I think he has very few bluffs. I think this is a value-oriented range. So this is what I gave him. I gave him 40 combos that he's squeezing with. And then for imposition, I gave us 19 combos. And I gave myself a smattering of the magic solver hand against this small size. But I think these are realistic. So here I had to work to give him a pot size bet, which I gave him here, and we see the same thing. We're jamming the ace king. We're mixing a raise and a shove with our hand. We're not calling. The big thing is in this range, we don't have any calls.
Mm-hmm.
We just have essentially jam or a raise.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing with king queen. Combo draw. Even with the combo draw, we're sticking in sometimes with the king queen. Ace jack is no. The interesting thing I thought here is ace jack is out. Ace jack is
Jack
not good
fold.
enough to call.
Yeah.
And obviously we're protecting this range, I guess, with jacks. I would call jacks, but I think it needs to have some balance, I think. So it's protecting it by raising and shoving here. We have no bluffs though.
Nines is bluff.
Nines.
I have
Oh yeah,
another
nines are the
question.
bluff. Yeah, nines are the bluff. Nines are the bluff with the club blocker.
Yep. Ace five is just the ace five of clubs, right?
Yeah, it's just
Ace
ace
five is
five clubs.
and then
And
already
king queen is what's that other suit there? What is that? The hearts, the back door. Okay.
Yeah, ours. So I thought this was a really interesting strat. And
Would
I
you
think
go
it's
over the ace
based on
five again?
sure.
Ace five, ace five? Okay, I see it. I read it wrong. Yep, so it's only the clubs. Good. I saw the ace five S at the beginning and thought, spades? Why are spades doing it?
So yeah, so nines makes sense, right? Because it's a gutter back door.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got to have some bluffs because it's solver.
Yeah.
So it's got these.
Ace king, well, made it. When you say that, look at the ace king bluff. Ace king is a bluff.
Yeah, ace king is, well, yeah, ace king is a
off,
bluff.
look at the ace king off.
Ace
There you
king,
go.
oh, the ace king off,
Yeah,
yes.
look at that.
Yeah, with the blockers.
The king of clubs.
Where-
Only the king of
oh,
clubs.
just
Ace
the
of clubs
king of, not
folds.
the ace.
Ace of clubs folds.
That might have to do with blocker properties.
Yeah, a reverse blocker of you want him to be on the ace high club draw.
Yeah,
King-
exactly,
your ace king is good.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah, I just thought this was an interesting strat because given this SPR, after he bets, we don't have a flooding range.
Right.
We're either all in and then we're mixing in some raises to probably balance out against the jacks, which is the highest equity hand.
Yeah.
So is it the highest? Yeah, it's the highest equity hand. All right, so that's it for this hand.
all right, I'm gonna show you one tiny thing about this hand,
Sure.
which is, here we go, Poker Cruncher. Against his hand, we don't, he's ahead a little bit. And how great, the jam is so great because he may have to fold this with just a gut shot. Because he's got a gut shot and 2 overs. And he can't count on his overs both being good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he
And-
yeah.
And
I'm
if he
not a
folds,
generator
that's
to fold.
great.
I'm
Yeah.
not a generator to fold against
Yeah.
this specific
Now,
hand.
granted, you don't get all his chips on a fold, because of how he played it. Because his jamming the turn was kind of weird.
His jamming the turn, yeah, he was just, which
I mean,
also
he had the king
points.
of clubs. He had the king of clubs, so go ahead and bluff it, sure. So you don't get all his chips, but you also don't have to beat him. And you only beat him 45% of the time. So the fold would have been great. All right. Back to
From
you.
his perspective on the flop, how are you playing flop? This looks like the type of board that should, like, obviously not in terms of equity, but should be very, very good for you. Is it
Good.
checking a lot?
Board texture is good for my flooding range, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You're right.
Oh, by the way,
Because
your pocket nines bluff came in on the river,
Good point.
just so you know.
I'm asking that because I find myself checking range in these spots, not like on 10-7 jack, but if it was like an 8 or 9, I find myself checking range from out of position because it's just like.
Yeah, well, I think actually this is kind of a check range board a lot for a 3-bet pot.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look, I'm sharing my screen, right?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, here's what our calling range is pre. So we're folding great. We're mixing our speculative implied odd hands in this region, which is our best calling hands. We're
Hold on,
calling.
something's weird here. Oh, so you've got him starting with a raise to 2 that you call.
This
And
is
5. Yeah. Can we
This
get him?
is our calling range, yeah.
Right. I'm just saying the initial raiser was a raise to 2. This was a 3.5x open.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I put it in a custom self too.
And Larry, were you 100 big blinds deep or 200?
I was at
Well,
100.
it was the
Okay.
100. The other guy was the 200.
All right.
But so yeah, he's got a big flatting range here. In theory, including his ace king off. He's betting more with his, he gets to take this line sometimes with his king of clubs and his ace of clubs. He gets to be more aggressive. But so yeah, he just took an aggressive line.
So go
And for
to-
this type of pot, those are big bets. So, like the small bets are kind of like not preferred.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess it goes. I mean, the only thing I can think is it involves SPR. It's kind of. I mean, I want to say nothing. I don't. I want to say nuts or nothing here.
That's a good point. The SPR could be off your bit, because ours was going to be quite a bit smaller than this.
So this one SPR is like around 3. Yeah, and we were pot stack. We were 4 actually.
Really?
Is that pot 240 stack 935.
No, that's like
Less than
2 point something.
Oh yeah, I might miscalculate 5. Yeah, okay. Um,
two,
all right.
not two something. It's no, it's in the high threes because
Yeah,
240.
it's 930, 935. It was 935 divided by 240.
And if in reality, assuming you're playing against very bad players, and let's say in the spot they will just pot it or 75 with like aces, kings, queens, ace jack, and will just like telegraph with all the draws and like the marginal stuff, just bet small. How would you how would you play it then? Can you get rid of like ace jack, king jack if they play straightforward?
I think pre-flop, maybe we're probably a little tighter than this. But his squeeze size
No,
was
I'm saying on
smaller.
flop.
Oh, you know,
On flop.
on flop, I mean, we don't
Yes.
really, so when he bets this here, yeah, we're mixing with our combo. Does that answer your question?
Hmm?
This isn't the solver, right? The solver, it has different SPR here, so it's not quite
I
not
don't know.
quite as applicable.
I was asking in general, how would you adjust to the spot if they're playing very straightforwardly with the range to the point that like
Oh,
they bet small, like ace queen, ace king, ace ten, whatever, and just telegraph
well,
it
if they're
hard?
playing more straightforward, so if he was playing straightforward, he would check this hand and hope for a good turn. Against his, so let's see what solver does. So if he checks, we're gonna
Stuff.
have lots. I would imagine we're gonna have lots of small bets.
Go back 1 second, Larry. So
Sure.
you're asking if the big blinds range, not just how he responded on the flop, but if the big blinds range was significantly tighter, if he didn't have any of the squeeze bluffs.
Yeah, more
That
No,
like
no.
your
I mean, if
like your
let's
other
give him
solver.
like a pretty similar range, but he just plays it straightforwardly. Let's
Oh,
say
on
with
the
all
flop,
the
on the flop.
yes.
He bets his value and he bets his value and he checks everything else.
Or bet small, yeah.
So let's look at it in this solver. So if he chooses to check, we're gonna mix. We're mostly checking. So these are the universal numbers, the global numbers of our
Right.
strat. We're checking 70% of the time, betting 30. And so we're even, so because we have such a high check frequency, we're going to even bet our best hands. We're going to
We
check
check
at some
flop.
frequency with our best hands.
Yeah.
Which are the jacks. But we do bet with our flushes. So we're going to bet here with our ace queen, bet a little bit more using a bigger size with the ace king. So we're gonna, yeah, I mean, the way I would simplify this is that I think we're betting here with queens here with the club because we're blocking his continues, is my guess. I would be a little bit more face up here. I would bet more with the jacks.
Yeah, if he's playing straightforward, we're saying then we can also bet ace jack and king jack with impunity.
That is a very good point. If he is
And can
straightforward,
you
then we,
bluff like literally everything? Like take all your ace queen, king queen if he's never going to check shove like aces, kings or jacks. Can you just bet everything?
oh, so if he was playing straightforwardly, I think I would, yeah, I think as Scotty said, I would increase my bluffing frequency, and that would come a lot from the front door flush draws.
Right. And you get to balance that with the fact that you're betting ace jack and king jack for value.
All right.
And yeah, good
And that-
point. Now
that buys you-
probably
that buys
our
you-
single
that
pair
buys you
hands are
bluffs.
better. I mean, does he have any? So he's
That's-
mixing like, yeah, he's mixing checks with aces here and kings,
Yeah.
and even with his jacks. So he does have some. He is protecting his checking range in theory.
Right. But Zuff's opponent isn't. And that's what changes our
Yeah, this is why I asked. I'm playing the
Yeah.
most
So if your
exploitable
opponents are
ways
playing
on the planet.
straightforward and in this
Every jack.
kind of pot, and often people will play straightforward in the play. I think I think 3-bet pots are, in this case, a squeeze pot. Sometimes polarized player types. Some players just fucking go for it, and others now become very straightforward.
Yeah.
I think it
Okay.
polarizes humans, essentially.
Against your player pooled stuff, I think that you can bet every jack, every 10, and fold to every check raise, except for your, your sets and your
Yeah,
combo draws.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if
and
he
I think
check
you can
raises
bluff more,
you-
actually, frankly. I think you can
Yes.
bluff. I mean, at
Bluff a
least
ton.
you could throw in your higher equity bluffs around your front doors.
You could bluff all your ace queens. You can bluff all your ace queens if you want.
Yeah. And I think you can value bet ace jack and king jack, which it's not doing here. It does, look at, this is very interesting because he's got a properly protected checking range in an incredibly tight range. This is why it's interesting to look at these in custom solves, because I think this is a more realistic starting range for him. And because he is protecting his checking range with aces and kings high freak here, all of a sudden our top pair, top kicker, it thinks it's got very little equity with top pair, top kicker.
Yeah.
And that's in theory, right? But this is very different if you're saying they high freak bet their aces and kings and their other high equity hands. Then all of a sudden, your ace
They
jack
probably check
is
jacks though
worthless.
every single time.
But one
Jacks,
thing
they
you also
probably-
know is that your ace jack is worth more. If they're playing straightforward and they're going to bet their overpairs here, which they have a ton of, right? And they check, they have less overpairs, which allows you to value bet your ace jacks.
Right.
Right, I get the idea. It's going to be even wider in reality. It's like a 80 VP game type thing.
Would you, Larry, would you give him a check? Thank you. And then roll over our ace king offsuit? I want to see it in the check version. Does our ace king offsuit need? So now we don't slow play now we can bluff the ace of clubs.
Yeah, we're bluffing the ace of clubs and the king of clubs.
Good.
Let me see, pot is for half pot.
Right. And we bluff the spade diamond next most often, the one that has neither of them.
True.
Which is not important to learn, but that's a common thing we see. Okay.
All right. Okay, so I've got one more hand and then I'll pass it on. This is a bluff fail. So this is the rare blind versus blind spot. Happens once a night, maybe. And we see a very small raise.
Larry, we're
And-
still looking at the solver desktop.
Oops.
Yep.
Sorry, thanks guys. Share. Here we are. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, so again, very rare blind versus blind hand. Folds around, uses a very small RFI. I think we get to defend this hand. And I kind of am in the Peter Clark game where we are assuming that buffing frequency is higher in this configuration. But maybe I get a little bit out of line here. So he bets the very fishy half pot. What are you guys doing here? Sand has a
calling.
lot of interesting qualities to it. I mean,
Or-
we got a shitty backdoor. We have an overcard. We have two backdoors. We have an overcard. And we're in position. Folding is fine, but I think
Hmm.
two backdoors gets us to a call.
Yeah, I think you should be calling here. I don't think you should be folding.
And you
Considering
have the
raise,
fake-
but I think
the
I like
fake
raises
backdoor
with a
on
few
diamond,
other
diamond.
combos that we have.
Say it again, Mike.
I was saying that I don't think you can fold here. I was considering raise, but then I was thinking you have other options to raise. Like this is still kind of too good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think we get to fold yet. I just don't. I
Mhm.
think this hand has enough qualities in this configuration
Yep.
where we call.
And then before we don't fold, does Nuffle apply?
Wasn't this didn't he raise?
He raised pre-flop and we did we call or did we three bet the ace five?
We called.
We called. Okay, not a Nuffle. He's just c betting. Okay, great.
He's just c-betting.
Yep. Call.
I personally like a raise here. And the reason is we have other hands like ace of spades with an 8, for example, that could call, which have a lot more value. This hand, I mean, it's not a bad hand here, but I think it's a good bluff. I would raise here.
What size would you use? He's bet
For
half
these
pot.
boards, I go for a small sizing. It's like a 33% raise, which should be something around like 15, I think. To
Yeah, I
15.
can see a raise. I think this is. We'll look at it in solver. This is kind of an interesting hand. It might qualify as a raise.
No, what are you doing with raise? It's like he's not folding like ace jack
Well,
to
he
ace
will
king.
continue. He will continue flush draws for sure, and we beat some flush draws, so there's some value. And he could also call a hand like 8-9, Jack-9 with a spade, something like this. So we are ahead of some hands.
Yeah,
actually.
and I think they'll
Can
overfold.
fold.
I don't think they'll defend properly if you raise.
He can
Yeah,
fold
but
ace king, ace queen, ace jack, ace
he can also
nine.
fold better hands. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those hands can fold.
And they're not supposed to. Like, that's what I mean. Like, they'll overfold hands they're supposed to defend.
I don't know. I guess I'm seeing it from the perspective of player pool, but I don't think anybody's folding ace jack to ace king.
To a
So
raise?
like, yes,
Yeah, I mean, even
Unle-
if he
unless you go big.
doesn't, but if he folds ace-9, that's already good enough, right?
Also remember,
All right.
I
He
think
doesn't-
people overfold. People generally are. I mean, an imposition raise is considered dick value.
Yeah.
It
But also-
usually in pull is value oriented. It depends on your pool. I mean, some people are going to be different. I mean, your pool could be different, and that's fine.
It's very different.
But for some people, some pools are going to overfold.
but also tough, remember, we don't have to get a fold on the flop. We only have to get a fold on the flop if we want to be comfortable. If we want to be profitable, we're fine getting called on the flop. We are fine getting called on the turn as long as they will fold by the river. That's where the fear and the danger and the variance and the profit of poker come in highest.
No, you're right, but I don't fold bottom pair to 200 big blind triple barrel, so it's
Okay.
not relevant.
Well, then we get to be ABC. Then we can then just go ahead and fold this ace five because you have a world of better things to do, coming up. Just fold your ace five.
So we
Yeah,
call.
true.
We get a good turn. I read this as
Yeah.
a double gutter to the 6 and a double gutter to the 2 and an overcard.
And a card that's
And-
good for your range.
And
And
a card is good for a range.
a card that's bad for it's good for your range and does nothing for his range.
That is a good point.
All his bluffs are still bluffs.
So I think if we do have an imposition raise, this is a much better spot for it, actually, because we now
Sure.
we have 18% to a straight on a rainbow texture, and we still have an overcard. But I decided to call. I'm playing more passively here, maybe than I should.
And if you had and if you had bet the flop, if you'd raised the flop, you would absolutely continue on this turn.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. This is a
and-
really good turn for us.
and you're getting a lot of folds then. All right, going on.
And here's where it gets interesting. He now checks.
You have a 7.
Yes,
You have a 7 in this line.
I do. I have tons of set. That's my thought. I play sevens like this all day.
Yes, this is you can have a 7 here, easy.
So we overbet, and he looks at me and goes, he says to me, bastard, under his breath.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he goes to a tank.
That's good. Where does he look when he
and,
tanks? Where was he looking? Where were his eyes?
So I don't know, and I'll tell you why, because when I make a bluff,
Mm-hmm.
I am quite paranoid about giving away tells.
Okay.
I am staring at the 10 of spades. I'm actually even staring at the 0 and the 10 of spades.
Okay. Next time
Bec-
someone
and
else is,
also, I don't know if it makes sense for me to look at him, frankly, because my job is done, right?
okay, so next time someone else is in the situation, it's not you, tell me where that guy's eyes are.
Well, I'm curious I'm not sure what that's gonna inform us, but I'm curious. Tell me what that's gonna inform us.
We want to know, is he staring at the board and then back at his hand in the board and not even looking at you to try to get a physical tell?
Ah.
Are your opponents looking at their opponents, you or anyone else, trying to get a physical read on these hard rivers? If they're not, I don't care where you look. If they're not looking at you, let's know whether they are before we get all scared about it. And it was the thing that I noticed was I was looking at them and they just don't look at their opponents very often.
So that is a good point. So that is a very good thing, I think, to observe.
Yeah.
I think that tells you a little bit about player class, doesn't it?
Mhm.
So that is a very good thing to observe when you're not in a hand.
Yep. Yep.
Tells you a little bit about what kind of player they are, what kind of player at least they think they are. So he finally utters the horror-stricken fuck it. He puts
Yes.
it in.
Oh, never want to hear that.
And he heroes me with the 10.
Right.
Oh,
And
Wait,
he 10-5 is
What?
what he opened. Nice.
You might have gotten to like the I'm blocking 5-6 place.
Sure. Do you think when you raise the flop, which he does not fold to, and you bet the turn, which he does not fold to, and you jam the river, does he fold? Let's see what our sizing would be. Give it in this pot. So run it back. Let's see what we have left given this. He goes to 6, 12. He bets half pot. We raise to about 18, right? 18 or 20, something like that. Let's say we do 20. So the pot is 58. And he
The
has
pot is 58.
right, pot is 58, and he has what left? Let's do this. He has
One.
just go back 2 steps, just real quick, because I didn't see what his size. He put 60, he put in 6. Okay, so we're on 94, so he's got 174. Okay, good. 58, he's got 174. The 4 comes, we continue. We are gonna bet somewhere between 20 and 30 on this one. Let's go 30. Let's go 30. That's in its pot of 24. Let's go to 36, 1.5x. Let's do that. And this is nice. And we go 36. The pot's going to be 134 if he calls. And he's going to have 144, 138 left. So it's a pot size bet on the river. So let's not do that. Let's not go 36. Let's leave him more than a pot size bet left. Let's go pot. Let's go 20. Let's go. The pot that we have now is
50, 75. Let's just make it 25 for simplicity.
yeah, we go 25, takes another 50 out. So that's great.
So that's 50.
Yeah, so the pot's 86-ish, and he's got
25. He's got like 160 something.
yeah, this is great. Okay.
And then we can just
he calls, he's got a straight draw and top pair.
and then on river,
we shove.
we shove, yeah. Yeah, I think he folds. I mean, I'm taking the line of a boat. I'm taking the line of a hand that's boated up.
You're taking the hand, you're taking that you've got 10 no kicker beat.
Yeah.
The only problem is you also have flush draws.
Yeah, I think he was focused on the buck of the 5-6.
Yeah.
I don't know how good a player he is. And also maybe you should focus on the busted FD.
Yeah, maybe. But also, he had to call $60. Yes, he had to call 1.3x pot, but he had to call $60. And we're making him call $160.
Yeah, it's much more dramatic. I mean,
Different guy, different thing.
a
I
lot of,
also have
yeah, I would say majority players are gonna fold a 10x, yeah.
if
Okay.
you have a 7 here, and I mean you bet like 60, do you think he's very inelastic if you would go bigger, like 90?
Well, I think he was in hell in
Yeah,
on my 60, so I don't think yeah, I think he is. I think he's elastic. I think he will fold to a larger absolute size.
Yeah.
I think
so
if I
more
think I bet
gasoline
like
needed
triple
in
digits
hell.
here, if I bet like 100 or 110,
Yeah, I
then he
mean,
folds. I mean,
whatever
he was
you.
very, very uncomfortable.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think this player, I didn't know him, and
Yeah.
this is pretty early in the session, but I think this player, given his behavior and his reaction to my overbet. Overbets are pretty unusual at this level in live games. And they carry, significant import, frankly.
Yeah. Now, if you as played, if you now bet out 100 and, instead of betting 60, you bet 120. He's gonna have a hard time with a 10-5. I agree. But is he going to think as deep? And is there an answer to this going, wait a minute, if you had a 7, why would you be trying to get me to fold?
Why so much?
Why so much?
Yeah, there is. That's what I was thinking about too. I mean, he might go to the why so much place.
Yeah. So
Notice that I've never heard Goon talk about that conundrum.
mhm.
I'm not saying that he's God and that means it doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's interesting he never mentions that paradigm.
I've heard
But
what's his name, Bart Hansen, talk about that sort of weird quirk in live play, how it
mhm.
kind of reverses, where the bigger the bet, they tend to not believe you for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bart Hansen is by nature a nittier player, which I like in some ways. I mean, he especially in bomb pots, he's pretty nitty, and which is frankly the right way to be in bomb pots. And you're right, Bart is by his nature just a tighter player.
I think what some players do good with big sizings is like, yes, you're right. Sometimes they would think like, oh, that's a big bet. Why is he betting so big? This must be a bluff, right? But if someone's going crazy big, he's like, this must be a bluff, but I cannot call it. So let's say you just jam on
Yeah.
this river, which would be absolute overkill. But let's say you did that. He knows this this could be a bluff, but are you really trying to find it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, the larger your bet, the more bluffs that should be composed in your range.
I
Yeah.
think people, when their entire range is indifferent, they always end up calling way too much. In these spots where they cap themselves, I check river, I think like they just end up calling way too much, convincing themselves top
Well,
of range,
that means that
block
if that's
that.
happening in your pool, you just overbet all your thick value. I mean, you're
Yeah.
overbetting.
It's
You're betting
exactly what
100.
I'm doing.
Then you should shove all your 7x here. And 7x are a big part of my range here, right? 7x are going to play like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the result of that is that you underbluff and you go for thick value. So if that's the case, you always want to shove here with 7s.
I
Yeah.
do like one thing, Larry, that you said when you said for your size, you said triple digit. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I think absolute bet size is important live.
Look at that absolute bet size and get it up above 100.
Yeah.
105 is a little bit of that.
So
One
someone,
Goons thing, just one thing in Goons land that he also said is when someone goes bet the flop, check the river out of position, they are checking the river out of position with the intent to call. They are pot controlling. Doesn't mean you can't push them off on that line, but that is their intent. And you've got to get them to change that intent.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I can see
But
that.
when they've bricked off, when they go bet and give up, your river bet can be very, very small because they've got a
Oh,
busted
that's right.
flush.
He has talked about that.
He's got a busted flush is one part of his range that does this, but his busted flush might beat your busted straight. It might just be bigger cards.
Yeah, yeah, he does talk about.
Yeah. So
he
you bet.
does talk about that. I remember that. He does talk about we don't need to target. We don't want to necessarily target his top pair. We want to target his busted
Yeah.
draws.
Draws. And if we have a hand that beats his busted draws, like bottom pair, we don't need to bet. If we need to bet, we can bet small there.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense. I mean,
right.
yeah, it makes
But-
sense, right? I mean,
Right.
he's
But ace
making
five. Oh, sorry.
But in the other line, in the line where we check raise the flop or check raise the turn, but I like the but the flop more.
well, in position raise.
I'm sorry, yeah, when we in position raise the flop and bet the turn and bet big the river, it's not the same story in his mind at all. He is not checking the river with the intent to call. He's hanging on for dear life, hoping you don't bet.
True. If we do take that line, we need to triple,
Yeah,
especially after the turn.
yeah.
Although the 7 would be really fucking uncomfortable if we switched the roles here of to in position us here being aggressor. Is this hand
You
interesting enough to
might
put in
get-
solver, or should we move on?
Yeah,
I would
let's
put it
move
in
to
the
Bub, what do
solver.
you wanna say? Yeah, Bub, you had something you wanted to say about this hand also?
Yes. Just the last thing you said, we could use a small sizing, and I agree. Why not? You could get his draws to fold, but ace five would be horrible for the small sizing because it actually beats the draw. So just check back and win.
Right. You're saying you're saying your ace is big enough.
Yeah, exactly. So if it just draws, I mean, then we
right.
probably win against a lot of them.
But
That's
Jack
about-
9, but Jack 9, we're betting, let's see, was the river 9? No, the river was the 7. Yeah, so Jack 9, we bet. If we hung around with Jack 9,
Yeah,
we bet that on the river.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
bet
I
that-
mean,
bet that small.
it's valid that ace high is going to beat their busted draws. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so he chose so he's using this sometimes. He's mostly using a small bet, which we expect. Again, I said it a million times, but this is Wild West, right? We're betting every combo. I mean, it's very hard to look at a blind. It's very hard to gain heuristics from looking at a blind versus blind solve.
But I think the only thing which we could get from this board, I personally would check it basically every time against
five is no
position
good.
because it's so draw heavy.
You would check it every time out of position.
Yes,
Yeah, that makes
it's a
sense.
board I personally don't bet out of position, but
Even ace 9 is no good here.
So I am wide here.
Yeah.
It wants to fold. It wants to
Yep.
fold
oh, and ace five with the ace of
with
spades is
5
good.
of. It wants to. It mixes in some raises, which we talked about.
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite get there with the 5. It just wants the ace.
Good.
Yeah, even ace 9 is not strong enough. I thought we needed to defend a lot wider here.
I guess any spade, ace 9. Yeah, so you've seen it there. If you have the 9 of spades, it's good enough.
Are we
for ace
folding?
of spades.
So we're folding. So when he bets half, we're supposed to defend. It's like 67% of our range, right? So, but we're defending a little bit more than MDF. Anyway, so yeah, but we'll give
Overcard.
ourselves the
Overcard
ace
doesn't
of
fold it. Look at
spades here.
look at King Jack and Queen Jack folding sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll give ourselves a call here, and we'll pretend we have the ace of spades.
Yep.
And the
four of-
turn is the 4 of hearts. So I don't think when the four of heart comes, I don't think we're going to fold to his repeat B50, which he never does because he should be polarizing. He might break solve here.
Yeah, we're just not gonna have it.
Well, we're calling with the if we have
What's
the eight of spades, we're
the
calling.
what's the most common size for him on turn?
Well, he should be going polar. He should check a lot, and when he does bet, he should overbet or B75.
Alright.
The B50 is a very fishy line.
But
Uh,
we could look at the bet 9 line. Why not? I mean, it's a mistake by him, but
Well, no,
in
here's
the
why.
end, people.
If the bet 6 line, which he does very rarely, if those combos are spread out among the same hands, no, because the solver, no, it'll get solver noise. Never mind. Yeah, we need more.
we're probably calling to the B. We're calling ace 5 to B75 too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give him
Yeah,
B75.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call this. We're not in position raising,
All right.
and then we get the 7 of clubs.
7 clubs, yeah.
So I think this is a bluff hand when he checks. And he's checking range. He's going, how, out of curiosity, best hands, check. So he is ace 10,
So, and set
trips,
breathe.
ace 10. Those are his prime and bottom set. So this is how he's protecting his checking range, in theory. Go ahead, Scotty. Sorry.
Okay. So that was it. So now he checks.
So he checks. And what are we doing with our ace 5? It has got enough showdown. Let's see how much equity it has. Ha ha! Ha ha! I didn't expect it to have that much equity.
Right. Okay, so go back to the strategy and let's look at a hand that doesn't that we get here with. Let's look at the bluff hand. So
So if we look at
It's
bluff
got
hands, we look at so
9
we have a
eight off.
lot of hands with trash, right?
right.
And they're here.
And what
So
size do they like to go?
So trash hands are checking, they're mostly bluffing, right?
Right?
And and the sizes are up here. So they mix, they shove sometimes.
Yeah.
They mostly
We
shove.
shove here so much.
So in terms of your why so big, you can say because the solver says so.
That's right. Because Silver
Wow.
says so. So these are trash hands, right? These are our lowest equity hands.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a busted OESD.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. And then I think we don't like blocking their overcards, I think.
Right.
With the queen.
Yeah, Jack 9 doesn't do it.
And that's why. So
Or we're just doing it from the bottom up and we've picked up enough of them.
And then
If
this
he's going
hand-
to have way more 10x that ends up calling, then
Now
so
what's
this
our
hand is very much in our. We have just a sliver of showdown is what this hand is. This
Yeah.
is our ace 5 here, and it's just like we have this very clear value region, and then it has surprisingly high amount of equity. It attributes to ace 5 off, frankly. So I think Bozabub said this is good enough to check back and beat his draws. And I think you're right about that.
click on our all-ins and our 150. We'll just do the all-ins.
You want to look at our all-ins here?
Yeah, click
Okay.
on click on all the all-ins, and we're just going to look at what the value portion of it is.
All right,
Seven.
so all in,
Love doing
value
it.
portion,
That's
filter,
love doing it.
best hands. So these are our value portion.
They're sevens and better.
Sevens, yeah.
like why is 10-3 in there?
You block his checking. He checks pocket threes, in example. And now with 10-3.
You block both the
agree.
both.
Yeah, also
Yeah,
you
but
block top
doesn't
pair.
it have way too much showdown?
Yes, and I guess that's the reason why you check it most of the time and just bluffing.
Well, here,
sometimes.
open up the 10-3, show everything and look at what 10-3 does.
Oh, 10-3 is always
10-3 is
adding.
value, it thinks.
Okay, so we don't have a kicker and we block his best hand.
Yeah.
10-3 two pair is a value hand. Yes.
I mean, it's 10-10, 7-7. 10-3 is not really a two.
Yeah, it's not, it's a counterfeited two pair. But where does it appear? in the-
Yeah, that's a good point. Strategy. It does. It's that.
Well, which lobe is it in? Just click on it in the city graph.
It's hard to see actually for some reason, but we'll try.
I think it's just a bluff, basically. And you
10-3
block the best hand.
is.
Right there in the, right,
Is this it? It depends on where it's. Sometimes they don't show up very well,
okay, that's weird.
but we'll look at its equity. That'll tell us more.
Okay.
Anyway, it doesn't
Strategy,
really matter.
10-3.
Just,
Equity. I think the equity might be different depending on the suits. No, yeah, it's a value hand.
Yeah, that's value.
It sees it as
Hmm.
money. So 83, where does it fall? It falls like right up here, like right here,
Yeah.
right around this region. So.
Yeah.
Any other hands you want to look at?
That looks good. I know, I want to do one thing. Now take his bet. Let's take his bet that he never does take, like, look at the line with him doing it as a 6 and the same thing. Betting 6 on the turn.
Okay,
See if it changes
so
response. He never does it, but let's just see what the solver says there.
we have a very healthy raise. In position raising range.
Yep.
Not ace 5. But ace.
Yeah, ace 5.
6.
Ace 5 might be actually too good to raise at this point because we
it
we
is.
have
Double gutter.
gutter.
Ace 5 has the additional outs.
It's
Yeah.
like 9-8 in a way, and
I mean, it's a
you
clear
don't
call. We're
raise
getting
9-8.
offered 25% and we've got 43% equity.
So we
Yeah, if you
we
look at
call there
9-8
and then the river,
offsuit,
and then we get to the river. And if it does it change anything in our sizing or anything when he goes to this 50%?
All right, so we want to call.
Call.
And
We
you
get
want to see what happens now on the river?
Yeah, we get the 7 of clubs again.
7 of clubs again. He checks. And our
close,
set, we
yeah.
see our thick value.
Yeah.
What
Except we have
portion
no
of,
all-ins now. We have no all-ins.
that's a good point. We do have any lines now.
In the smaller world, we don't get all-ins.
Yeah. Filter.
We get
Trash hands, very similar.
Yeah.
Ace 5 just has got enough showdown. And that makes sense. I think you're right. You have a very good point, Bozebaum. We just have enough ace high here in this wide configuration when stuff bricks. Straight break. Well, except the 5-6.
I mean,
And the
if
flush is
if,
break.
if they're going to not protect enough an overfold, I like it.
Yeah,
in
let's see
fact,
what we do with all our ace highs here.
On GG, like where I play now, it's like everybody's an idiot that can fold, but on GG, I would just bluff everything I have for all in because they never call.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate my bluff, but I can understand why ace high in theory has enough showdown to check back.
yeah. Also, I think one part we should never forget is it's pretty easy to find worse hand to bluffs than ace high because we have a shit ton.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ooh.
But you know what? I am not by nature a aggressive player. So I am trying to become more aggressive. The other thing to think about, and this is a big meta, and Scotty, I'm curious what you think. Generally, the thought is that bluffs are more effective live because people bluff less live. Because humans are humans and we don't want to look stupid.
Okay, but even then, so if you look at the check line, we have hands like Queen 9, And you could still bluff with these, you know? Queen 9, king 9, jack 9, whatever. So you still have a lot of hands you could bluff with, which are not ace high. Even
That's
if you
valid.
wanted to overbluff.
I think you have a good point. I do want to overbluff. I think overbluffing. Well, I'm trying. The guy Peter, who we looked at a video of a couple weeks ago. I mean, I think how he makes his money. He's an overbluffer. Everybody knows he's an overbluffer. Doesn't matter. It still works. When he
Right.
plays
And-
live.
And when you say
And-
overbluff, you mean you want to overbluff frequency wise, not overbluff size wise, right? I mean, just, I want to make sure I know what the word means. When you say
Yeah,
overbluff,
that's a good point.
you want to
Well,
bluff.
I
a high
think you have a really good point about how we don't necessarily have to use an overbet here.
Yeah.
We can target busted draws with a. I think your point about size here from the Hungry Horse perspective does make sense, and I do recall him talking about that. And it's an important
If you're
it's an important
just
theory to
targeting,
think about that we want to understand what part of their range we're targeting. And when he does have a lot of busted draws here, we can simply target that range with a smaller bet. I think
let's
you're
say
right about
I mean,
let's see if we do
if
that.
it's just busted draws, then fuck theory and just go 10%. Because like, why risk it if they always call 10 and
I
always
don't know.
fold
10.
busted
Yeah,
draws?
okay.
And
10%.
because people call 10% out of curiosity.
They're not
So that-
10%, 25, whatever, but very small.
Yeah, but go to a third at least. Go to 33% at least, or follow the Matt Affleck rule and go 50. But
Yeah, I probably would go 50 actually.
I don't want to bet 10% into this pot. I don't want them to just be curious. With a post oak bluff. Take a look on our bluffs on the big blind. Let's just roll over one like 9-8 and just see what our sizes are here. If we have these different sizes. So of our trash hands, the sizes that the trash hands in general, just the full on trash.
Well, let's look at the global. That's probably a more effective way to
Global
look at it.
trash.
It is using a 60, which essentially is a half size, and it's using a 60 and 85.
Yeah.
Primarily.
Yep. And a 35% exists in the slivers. So it makes so we do try to do a small bluff to get his nothing to fold that beats us.
Yeah, I like a B50 here. I think a B50 makes sense.
Sure.
I think that would have been a better sizing. I mean, I think that
Wait, you think it's calling? You
I think I
it's
default
calling
to an
10x?
overbet because it's so dramatic, but I think
Yeah.
a little bit more subtlety here and understanding textures would allow me to get to a B50.
And when you did your overbet, what was your percent of your overbet? that you
It
did?
was like a 110.
110. So you can certainly go to 150 in solver land. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
And
it's mixing all the sizes with its bluff.
Yeah.
There's no, I don't, yeah.
Yeah, but that
And this
150
is
nice.
probably because it's, who knows what the solver is algorithming, if that's a word, but
Well, look at it. Bet 150 and and watch him fold some tens.
well, that's a good point. We can be a B150
You know,
and then we can clear this. Then we'll see what he does with top pair. So we have now made his top pair indifferent and his hand is indifferent.
yeah, he folds some tens.
Yeah. But if we use, let's say it's common size of B60. Yeah.
No
it's your
tens.
call.
I have one question here, Scotty. You've seen, I guess, millions of cash game sims. And
Millions.
So, yeah, probably thousands, put it that
Yes,
way.
yes.
So, the solver is actually saying that 35% can be used here. Is
Yes.
this common for cash game sims that you can use 35% sometimes on the river? Or
Yes.
is it very rare?
No, what it is that it is always it is always a very low percent. So it's never, these tiny bets are almost never preferred. So the Matt Affleck rule, it's not that you never do it. It's that it's going to be a very minority play across a very majority of boards. And so
Wait,
would you say? Okay,
and
my
what
follow-up
what
question
is
would
the
be
small
here.
size? the small size is worse tends to bluff and
Hold on,
super
Phil.
nuts that
We'll get back to that.
wants to induce.
Hold on one second, Steph. Let's finish Bub's question and then we'll come to yours. So you were saying, Bub?
So you would see this quite often with around 3% of the times, or is this a high number or a low number?
Don't have a sense.
Okay.
It is a number that the way I interpret it is that it is small enough that you could remove it for your game and lose no equity. You could
Okay,
just
so
never do it. And then you start to see what boards does it, does it have a beefy amount of breaking the Matt Affleck rule? And then go, what is it about that board? We also
yes.
have the way that most of us have implemented the Matt Affleck rule is to say, you start with that as your assumption. And then you look and go, do I want to violate this assumption now, either because of the player or something specific about the board? And then if you look in the solver, you go, what was I right? But we all start with the baseline of going, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Other than Sam. Sam violates it right and left.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking this is basically, so if you would see Sims,
Mhm.
with a 35% is used a little bit more often, and it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be a really high number, just often compared to other boards, it might be
Yeah.
really good against the real field. Because the solver is thinking about something here, right? He knows
Mhm.
the other side has too many draws, and now he has to overfold. That's the reason we can use this size. That was all I was going for, and I thought
Yeah.
maybe if that is like a very outlier, like let's say 3% is never used in any other sim normally,
Right.
then this board might be extremely good to use 35% on against most players because it makes even for the solver sense to use the sizing.
Yeah. So let's keep our eyes open on that for the next ones that, because often what we do is we look at the smaller one and we go, yeah, it's a tiny number. We're not doing it. Let's look at what the size of that tiny number is and see what those boards are. So we'll just do that going forward with whatever hands there are and try to answer that question. Seth, you had a question.
Yeah, what is the part of range that uses this just worse tends to bluff and thin value and a little bit of stuff that tries to induce?
You mean what part of our range bets less than 50% on the river?
Yes.
All of our bluffs have all of our bluffs have a little bit of it. It's just it's always the minority. So
Yeah,
click
it's
on,
mixed in, so you can see. So if we go to, well, we're gonna mix it in everything, right? I mean,
Yeah,
we're mixing it
that's
in
what
with our 10x. So a fundamental theory of solver is that it's mixing its sizing across all hand classes. And you can see that quite succinctly in the city graph. The city graph is showing our hands as a vertical line, highest equity hands here, which is the 7-6. Fours, boat, all the way down to our no equity bluffs. And we could see generally it's mixing in, you can see by the colors, it's mixing in sizing across all the sizings it's using with all of its hand classes.
right.
There's, obviously it's using, this is a stick value, it's using a B85 more, but it's also mixing in the B85 with its bluffs. And it's also mixing in the B85 with its very best hands, including the fours and the
All
tens.
right.
So that's theory, right? It's protecting its betting sizing by mixing that sizing across all its different hand classes. I don't think you need to do that against humans,
No.
but
Now,
that is theory.
right.
And
Now click
it's
on
beautiful in its elegance and it's beautiful in a nerdy way, but it doesn't, I don't think, applies necessarily effectively to humans. Other people tell you differently. You can watch one of my favorite poker streamers, CG, and he relishes in the complexity of solver. And he will get to a spot and says, he'll say, I have 3 sizes here, and I'm gonna roll. And he'll pick one of 3 sizes. And it works for him. He's
Uh,
winning 10, like I think 8 big blinds per 100 at 1K on ACR.
hmm.
He's an excellent player, and I think he is kind of a unicorn. Not many people have that level of complexity in their strategy.
Larry, on the city graph,
I'm keeping it simple, two
Yeah.
sizes to each spot.
That's great.
Generally.
Yeah, Suf, you had a different question? That we didn't get to, is that right?
I do not remember. And
Okay.
I'm kind of losing thought process.
Okay,
I'm
I have a
in
question,
all
Larry.
day.
On the city graph,
Sure.
just visually. So when when I look at one hand here, and I'm looking vertically on the hand, and of the colors, are the lowest colors the smaller bet and the highest colors the bigger bet? So because it's hard for
I
me.
see your point.
So
Is this because you can't discern between the colors?
yeah, it's a little hard for me. I can tell the difference between the purple and the red, but I can't tell the difference between the.
Actually, it's reverse.
So the top is the smallest to the bottom.
The top is the smallest and the bottom, for some unknown reason, is the biggest. So
Okay.
the overbet is a reddish here, and that is at the bottom.
Okay. So what you can see here with this is if you give solver a color and a series of buckets, there'll be some of each color, it mixes the colors in the buckets nicely. But also at the polar top, we've got a lot more of the biggest bets than we do in the bottom of the upper lobe. So if you look
Yeah.
at the bottom of the upper lobe,
The bottom of the upper lobe, which is here.
yeah, that's got almost no 85 in it. Now you go up to the next area and and your top is, and you have mostly 85 is your biggest size there. And it's only when you get towards the top of that that you get the size that's bigger than the 85. So
Yeah, so this is these are
it's
interesting
more
hands.
polar.
Let's look at what this hand is. So this is 8-7, right? Which has got 94% equity. But if we look at 8-7 off, we see that it's mixing in 8-7 off. It's mixing in overbets and big bet.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, that's sizing theory. I don't think you need to apply it to humans. I think you can be much more linear.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's all I got, guys.
Okay. Larry, when he called, did he make you show first? Were you able to sheepishly muck your cards?
I kind of like, for my own mental health, own it.
Yep. You go, yep. There you go.
I turn it over. Nice hand, nice, good call. Or I say nice hand.
You bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, for my mental health, I don't want to be sheepish and embarrassed, so I just fucking own it.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm done for the day. Thank you.
Alright,
And
bye, Steph.
Scotty, I will talk to you.
Later this week.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. In a sense, I mean, you can also look at saying you paid the money, you get the information. You paid for it
Yeah,
here.
I see Mike's question now, chat. Yeah, I don't want to. What's the word? I don't want to descend into a world of embarrassment and shame, frankly. So
Yeah.
I just fucking
I
own
know,
it.
but you know how sometimes like when you make the bet and he goes into the tank, right, and he's sitting there and he goes, "You bastard," and then he goes and he puts his chips in and then he can either immediately just flip over his hand, and then that gives you the option to be like, "Oh, okay, thanks for showing," and you don't say it, you just muck your cards, or he puts in his chips and waits for you. Like, what was the?
Yeah, that's a good point. So what a lot of clever players, I'm playing in a much tougher pool now because my drug-laden drunk place closed.
Oh.
I know, it's very sad. Um, the very good players will, if it's a fish, they'll actually say you first. They'll actually say it out loud, you first, which
Mhm.
is fucking scummy, frankly. Um,
You mean when it's not supposed to be you first?
yeah, they'll say you first.
No.
I don't know, it's scummy. It's an angle. It's a scummy angle to
Yeah.
play against a fish.
Yeah.
And then they'll muck. I don't do that. Maybe I should be more. Maybe I should angle that more. But I kind of just have gotten, when I do have a bluff, I just turn it over. It'd be better not to. It'd be better to. I think the better thing to do is to wait for 5 seconds and see if they turn over their hand, and if they don't, then you could turn over your hand.
Well,
Yeah.
here's something else though on it to make you, to relax you about that. The reason that some of the better players who are trying to make the game friendlier turn their hands over immediately is they say, you don't get that much information from finding out exactly which combos they bluff. You don't need to do that, right? That's what they say. And if that's true, then they're not gleaning that much information from from which exact combo you bluff,
Yeah,
right? Now, here's one other reason to turn your hand over. Bluffing along with winning you pots that you don't deserve also gets you called more on pots you do deserve, right?
true, true. So
If you are
that is the innate nature of
Right.
the value of bluffing.
right, and because you are an inherently tighter player, you are bluffing less. You're certainly not bluffing as much as solver. We know that because nobody does.
No.
It's not bad for them to suspect you of bluffing a lot and call you more, right? That's not going to be bad for you. And they will remember your bluff if they see the cards more than they will if they don't.
That is true because I am essentially a better hand player who plays a disciplined pre-flop game. You're right.
Right. And so when they see, especially when you bluff from the bottom, because that's another thing that people who don't understand a lot about poker don't see. Like if you bluff ace queen at the end, it's like, well, it might have been a good hand like that. I mean, you're in there with good hands like ace queen. When you bluff 5 high, they don't think, well, of course you had to bluff 5 high. 5 high has no chance of winning. You should be bluffing 5 high before you bluff. You should be bluffing 5-4 before you bluff ace 5. They're not thinking that deeply. All they go is 5-4. So the next time you bet big, they remember 5-4 because it's emotionally a bigger thing than ace queen that missed.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's valid.
So for you, you're not giving up that much by showing your hand.
Yeah, that's valid. That's
And
valid.
of course, if you don't show your hand, that's okay too. I'm just saying,
Um,
don't feel bad about getting your hand shown or anything like that. He did pay the money. He has the right to see your hand.
yeah, and I also think as long as you don't get to the river with absolute crazy hands, which will make zero sense. Yeah, as Scotty said, you don't give too much information, but
Yeah.
if you would get to the river in the last hand with something like Jack, Deuce,
Yeah.
I don't know, with the wrong suits, I mean, then I would personally think he can get some information about you.
Yeah. But you're not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So the note here is listen to the size. All right. So here we go. Here we are in a limped pot being forced to see a flop. And we flop bottom pair. We're not going to bet this into 3 players. This is easy. He bets 1 big blind.
It's 4 players. No, it's 3.
He bets into 3.
Oh,
There's 4
that's what I
players.
was gonna say. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. So here we are. So what I meant was I'm not going to bet bottom pair into 3 players. We're going to check. We get a bet. We're going to fold to a bet. We get a call. We're going to fold to a call. We get a this. However, are we really going to fold 1 big blind into 6 when we have a pair and a backdoor straight draw? I think maybe we're going to lose 1 more big blind here. Why not? We're not expecting to win this hand. We're not even expecting to win this hand the 18%. Let's see. It's 1 into 6. So we have to win this hand 16.5% to win. I don't think we're going to win this hand 16.5% of the time. But when we do win this hand, the pot's going to be bigger than 6 big blinds. So we have some implied odds here. Not great, but I think we can call this. I folded. All right. Because of course I'm beat. Now let's go on. Bet, and then he raises. So now let's look. And he folds. Let's see what the 1 big blind meant. Let's see what we think. All right. So the initial 1 big blind bet was beyond nonsense, and it's somebody playing Jack 3 off.
So you got them, you deserved them.
If we had called here, I don't think these 7s bet on the turn. Do you?
You don't think they raise?
I don't think this happens.
No. You're still going to lose a pot, but yeah, you're right. If you call, the sevens aren't going to raise that one big blind bet that he makes.
Nope. And we picked up some equity here. If we see this 3, this could go check, check, and I don't think he bets a sevens into 2 players. And then we get to the river with a gut shot and a pair. That's pretty good.
Yeah, if you can get there without having to face any bet, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. So that's the note there. Listen to the size.
I still don't. I still think I think it was perfect. I still think you should fold to that
Still
one
think
big blind and a call.
Okay. Not
Personally, anybody else? I think it's a fold.
Hmm.
Now, if it
And-
was one, if he bet one and the other guy folds,
sure.
then absolutely we can continue. But I think that call behind is yeah. I think folding is best.
Folding is certainly standard. All right. And the fact that my gut shot is also polluted by spades. All kinds of reasons to do that. All right, let's see what the next hand that has a note on it is. The note is, listen to the size again. All right, listen to the size again. All right, we have a post, so he checks. So he has a worse than big blind range. Comes to us, we're on the button. Queen 9 is an open. Can I extend it down to queen 8 because he has a worse than big blind range? A little dubious. Let's look at see if we have stats.
It's loose.
It's loose. Let's see what our notes on these guys are. We have no hands on them. It's the beginning of it. I don't think it's a mistake.
Did he actually post the blind or did he limp?
No, he posted.
Okay.
This is a poster, and that's important. If he limps, this queen 8 is in the muck immediately for me. I'm not going to squeeze a queen 8 against a limp.
Yep.
But remember, his post is an additional blind. So it's like queen 8 in
Mm-hmm.
3 big blind game where the guy in the big blind looked at his hand and then looked over at the TV and started watching the TV or lifted his hand up like he's going to fold it. This guy doesn't like his hand. And so I think you can then do this. I think this is okay. It's a stretch.
Looks good.
Yep. Didn't work, but we're not done yet. These
Yeah, I
things
mean,
don't-
we are in position. And
Yeah.
He
All right.
still has any random hand.
Yeah. Straight draw. Let's bet it. He nuffles.
Oh.
Now,
Hmm.
Nuffle theory here says clearly this is a call, and then we're going to be raising on the turn, right? If we don't hit a queen or an 8.
Pretty much.
Right. But
Or betting when he checks.
yeah, when he checks, yeah, that's where we're going here. And the only piece of information we have about this guy was he bought in for 100 and he posted and he called a big bet. So those things, with that tiny bit of information, we can put him on the fishier side of fishier and sharkier, but with a very, very wavy line. We're not confident of that, but if you made me say, is this guy a fish or a shark? I would say, and I have to give you an answer. The best bet is fish, right?
Yeah.
But why is that? I think the sizing is so fishes don't. Are they going with these big sizings on the flop?
The big sizing has got to do with his hand. The fishy part of it is this. He posted money when he could have waited one hand.
Yeah, sure.
And a hand that he thought wasn't good enough to open, he was willing to call 4.5. That's not a good, there are not a lot of hands that fit in this range. Now, he could have not known the button. I mean, he could have not known on this. This could have been his first time on this site and he didn't know the button you have to push to not post. I've done that the very first hand in a new game, where I go, oh, where is that button that says wait for the big blind? So all those things are possible, but they're not likely. So all I'm saying is that for Nuffle to apply, we want him to be on the recreational side.
Yep. And given the information you have right now, That is the case. If you
Right.
put a gun to your head, Scotty or Bub, if we put a gun to your head and said you have two choices, is this player fishy or decent?
And I don't know isn't it? And you're not allowed to say, I don't know. You've got to make a bet. Which bet do you want to make? And this is how much information you have. The bet size.
Yeah, I would say
And the
most
price.
of the time it should be a fishy player. But my only point here would be, I mean, I played cash game in the past as well, and sometimes I just post the blind. And if people overread this, I mean, that there you can make a lot of money. Let's say he's a decent player. No, you have a problem for some reason.
Mhm.
Um,
Decent players sit down at the table and in a game like mine, which it's a 3-5-10 game, and you have to pay $5 to get a hand. They
Yep.
sit down and they get a hand for $5 here. But if they sit down and pay $5 for a hand here when the blind is next, they may be good, but they're certainly being impatient.
People do it online all the time too, like even good players. Like you can be a
Yeah,
good player and post that. Now, does that mean you're fishy? No, not doesn't mean that you don't know how to play poker. It just means maybe you're impatient. It's a leak. You're not going, it's not going to be profitable. It's like a
Yeah.
blind. So unless
Okay.
you can make better than what would be, better than 50 big blinds per 100 or, whatever the number is. I mean, sure, it's not the big blind, so you'll be in position at times, but that's what I'm saying. It's a leak.
Yeah. Yes.
do
Yeah.
you don't think that could still have a little bit of future money gain because people would put you on the fishy part? Because
No.
yes,
No.
if okay,
And I didn't mean to cut you off because it's such a low information thing. And because remember, we're giving it very little confidence. I
hmm,
said, we have this, so it's a little bit, but I'm not confident in that read. It's a very wavy line there, but I had to put him on one side of the line. And so, no, I don't think it's ever worth putting in money to get someone to misread your skill level based on something that half of them aren't paying attention to or even know. So that's why I cut
okay,
you off and just said no.
oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, to the question, if you put a gun on me, yes, I would say he's probably a fishy player because
Right.
that's what they do most. Yeah.
And the reason that we cared about him being a fishy player was not so much about the Queen 8, nor some major bluff we're going to pull on the river. It was, is he a candidate for Nuffle? And that was why I had to ask it the question here. And so with it, I think I start by saying, yeah, probably. He's probably a candidate for Nuffle. And then what I want to look at now, though, is I don't think that this bigger size is what they do with the not top of their range. So this size of 3/4 is feeling stronger than should be Nuffled. Let's see if I try to Nuffle him and if I fail miserably or what. So I'm going to go for a Nuffle here, or I'm just saying I have a gut shot. We'll see what happens. Okay. Now I have top pair. Hooray. I am no longer confident in my top pair. I'm not raising. Well, Nuffle wouldn't have me raise anyway. Nuffle would have me call, but I'm not considering raising now to that size.
Or folding.
I'm not folding yet.
Yeah.
Let's
Can't
see.
fold.
Let's see what his size is here. I need to fold.
Hmm. Knuffle
Yeah,
says call, but
dirty line by him.
Nuffle says call. Yep. Yep. I believe I need to fold. Let's see what I
it's a
do.
fuck-
Yep, I do. And let's see what it was. No,
Damn.
not listen to his size. So these are notes about don't listen to their size.
yeah. And if you're following Knuffle, you just
This is a call.
it's a data thing.
Yeah.
Sure, he's going to show up with Jack Deuce here sometimes, and you're going to
Yeah.
lose. Or he's going to
And
show up
hearts.
with a flush, and you're going to lose sometimes. But the data shows
But this is
that
a
you can
profitable
make these
call.
calls, and it will be profitable in the long run.
Yep. So okay. All right. So there's that one.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
what,
the best hand is Jack
yeah,
10, pocket
yeah.
3 somehow.
Yep. It's possible that we're going to see a bunch of these that are going to all have the same note, that these are the hands that I looked at for Nuffling and said, listen to the size. So I was too influenced. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. This is the real note. Villain 23. Okay. Who is villain 23 here?
Yeah, poker tracker. So sometimes if you
It's just
call this
weird
game
things.
hand up later, the villain numbers can
Go away.
change.
Okay,
Yeah,
we are
they can be
talking about this
totally
guy,
different.
but it can't be this guy because this guy posted. So I'm thinking of, so it's a different guy. We don't know why this note is there. All right, let's see. Next hand. Let's not see the cards. Here we go. The note says, review which ace-7 offsuit calls the river. That's what it is. We got an interesting solver thing coming up. Anybody who wants to throw this in the solver now, feel free. If not, I'll do it in peak at the end. But if anybody does it first, we'll save time. All right.
I'll do it as you play the hand.
All right, here we go. Ace-7 offsuit on the button, folds to us. We're opening every time. Let's go 2.5. Let's get called by the big blind like a normal hand. Here we go, normal poker. All right, we check. He checks to us. Jack 6-3. This is a board that we can bet often on. So we can bet often and small. I check. I'm sure that that happens also. All right.
Do you want me to tell you as you go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfectly normal. And yes, across your range, it's about 50-50 betting small, betting medium, and a little bit of betting big.
Right. And the ace-7 offsuit, I assume, does some betting in the small bucket and also does some checking.
Yeah. And it's the diamonds, of course, that want to do it more often.
Yeah. But this particular hand does
And your
some betting.
particular hand wants to check almost pure.
Okay. Almost pure. Does it have, what's its percentage of bet and is it small?
99.1.
Oh, fuck it. It's bet. It's checking pure. Okay, we check this. Hey, we picked up a gut shot. We like gut shots. And he bets. Well, we're not folding. We have a gut shot.
And he bet B75.
Yeah.
Which
bet 75.
is appropriate for his range. He has some B75s in here. And your ace-7 is pure call. And your
Exactly.
particular suit is pure call.
Yeah, we're definitely calling that. We're not. That was easy. Okay. And now we are in bluff catch mode. How big does he bet? He bets pot.
Oh, he overbet.
Isn't
Oh, he
that
bet. He overbet.
150?
He overbet. He overbet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm folding.
I haven't looked at the answer,
Right,
what
I am
solver
folding.
does with your hand.
Yes.
His overbet is very solver approved.
Oh, I hate this guy.
Within his range, there is a lot of B150s happening here.
Oh no. Okay, let's
Which
see it.
is kind of suspicious.
Let's see it.
Share.
I do not like this guy at all.
Okay, so yep, so he did it. And you can see the red is all the B150s.
Yeah.
My guess is your hand, and you had the ace of spades, 7 of
Hearts.
hearts,
A7 of spade heart.
is absolutely going to be pure fold.
Yep.
I would imagine you get to bluff raise your ace of diamonds at a decent clip.
All right, let's take a look. So he comes in for 17, which is 150. And why is, and the pot is, what's the pot right now, according to this?
13.7 on this sim.
13.7 on the sim. And yeah, and it's 12.4. So same thing. Okay, great. He goes 20. Our guy went 17.7. So it's the same thing. A7.
So it doesn't want to bluff the ace of diamonds.
Right.
It wants to
Look at the
call
fascinating calls.
when you have the 7 of diamonds.
Ace of diamonds calls, 7 of diamonds call, ace of diamonds with a 7 of clubs calls. All the other aces fold. This is what fascinated me when I saw this. We want to block a diamond. That makes sense. And that's enough to call ace high. Because it's pure calling. We block the flush. And do we block a straight that actually matters? There is no straight. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's no straight available. 5, 7. 5, 7 is available. So we block the straight. We block the nuts in two ways. And ace of diamonds, 7 of spades folds. Ace of diamonds, 7 of spades, 7 of hearts folds. It's the 7 of diamonds it loves and not the ace of diamonds. Because when he has a flush draw, because why?
Can we take a short peek at his range?
Yes. Yeah,
Big
let's do that.
blind flop. What? Actually, big blind. What he's doing on the flop is good enough, I guess.
On the flop.
Yeah, because then we see the range he will get there. So he has a lot of.
No, he didn't have a
suited
chance.
aces.
The flop doesn't matter. I mean, yes, he has a donking range, but it's unimportant. You want to see
No,
what he calls on the turn.
it's basically I just
You
wanted
want to see
to
the turn. What is he? You want to see what does he probe the turn with?
N-
No, I
No,
think he
I
wanted to see what
wanted
his total
pre-flop
calling
range.
range is.
Yeah, I
Oh.
just wanted to see the pre-flop range, and
Oh,
here we
okay.
can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
I
the same
mean,
here.
if you click back, oh, the sim is still there. That's good. So yeah. So ace king suited, ace queen suited, ace jack suited, ace five suited is all gone.
Right.
But we have still a lot of suited aces. And we still have a lot of offsuit aces. Okay. Good.
So what does he on the river? What does he bet 20 with? So you can click on the red 20 there.
Oh.
And that'll show it. All right. So he
Never has a nut flush here. That's the first thing I just see. There's no, at least in the side.
had the ace 7 of diamonds nut flush, and our 7 of diamonds blocks that. So this could be it. Could be that. Click on his ace 7 suited over there. That is the diamonds. We block that. All his other flushes.
I mean, it's like slivers of combination.
That he gets here.
They're not even
Right.
consistent in the
Yeah,
slide.
that's
There's
the
no
ace 7 is the only
ace-
one he gets there with.
Yeah.
So this is so maybe this is overspecified because as we know, if people get here with the ace 7, they get here with the ace 9.
I agree.
Okay.
That's it.
But our 7 of diamonds. Okay. So,
Yeah, 7 of diamonds blocks
um,
his really big, thick value hands.
mhm.
And I think that has a lot to do with his donking range on the turn, and that is he wouldn't bet his suited aces because actually he would love if you make your flush and hit it,
Right.
while he has a nut flush, right?
Yeah.
So he would give you all the freedom you can
Mhm.
you can have to hit your flush.
Right. But when he has the ace 7 specifically, he also has he's also got the straight draw.
Gotcha.
So he
Mhm.
has a combo draw with his 7. So he goes, yeah, well, I'm gonna bet a combo draw.
Yeah, and also you need some nut
Yeah.
flushes in your betting range. I mean, you cannot check every nut flush, then
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
too easy.
Okay. Anything else on this hand?
Yeah, let's just give him more like the pot size you were asking in your notes. Let's see if it changes really. Not really. In fact, it wants to fold more often. The ace 7 of diamonds
Yeah.
hand, but you call now and start raising with the ace of diamonds.
Yep. So so I would think that that's overspecified now. Because
Yeah,
humans are not
that's-
going to make the kind of distinction between the 77% bet and the 150% bet with their range that the solver makes. The solver has like none of a certain hand.
Yeah.
All right.
I personally also overdo it with some hands, and then that's, yeah, as you said, it's a solver thing. Solvers can do this, but I personally have just hands. I'm like, yeah, I should raise it 95% of the time. I raise it 100% of the time. And I know it's not a, but how would you ever remember all the things?
All right. So let's not listen to his sizing.
Ooh,
Shall we not? This is,
wow.
there's the note. That's probably why I looked over it. Now let's see if he was using RTA. Queen seven of
No,
spades.
he was not.
All right.
Queen 7 is a pure check for him.
All right. Good enough. So we don't hate him in the same way.
But if he's exploiting you, maybe he's just turning a whole bunch of other stuff into
Yeah.
bets.
He did it right. Okay. Also, queen seven offsuit should not be a call to the.
Well, he had Queen 7 of spades.
Oh, he had queen seven of spades. Yes, thank you. Thank you. He didn't do anything weird like that. Yeah, he just had queen seven of spades. All right. Yes. And that is a play. Queen seven of spades, I would say also can raise against the button sometimes. It should be in that raise. It should be in the raising range. Is it on the pre-flop?
On pre-flop,
Yeah, pre-flop. He should have some raises of queen seven.
so the big blind, you want to know if he should be three betting it?
Yeah, it
A
doesn't,
little bit,
but just making sure it's there.
like 25% of it.
Yep. And then there's a little more of, and then the queen seven does it that much. And then queen eight does it a little more. Queen eight and queen nine do it a fair amount, like
A
close to
little
four.
less on Queen 8 and nothing on Queen 9.
Okay, I got it off by one. Okay. Just remembering my things. Okay, here we go.
Actually, I like his line.
All right. Here we go.
To-
What is
to-
our note? Oh. So this is a note of the horse going wrong, but the question is, did I apply the horse correctly? Let's even see. We raise, we get called. He checks, we should be betting about half pot. Even on this board, that favors his, that favors him, we're going to bet about half pot. So close enough to half pot, call. So he is capped. Now that the flush comes in, he is no longer capped. So we need to bet small here because he's going to raise us with a flush. So we need to bet something that really makes a flush raise. So this is going to be 5, 4, even 3. Small 3. He's got to raise the flush. He calls. Therefore, he has no flush. And that's all we need to know. You don't have a flush. You have a pair here. Given my size, you could have a straight draw. You could have 6-8 sometimes. But you are capped at a pair. Are you capped at 2 pair?
Yeah, but what 2 pair? What
It's
on the
hard.
turn?
It's hard for you to have 2 pair. It's really hard for you to have 2 pair here. So you're capped at a pair. Therefore, you will fold. Therefore, I will bet 30 to get a 9 to fold.
Yeah, and then ace, like something like an ace of clubs 4, or like where he picked up a flush draw on the turn and
Right.
now hit a straight.
Yeah.
Or 2 pair. Yeah, even that 2 pair is going to be pretty rare. So yeah,
Hard
so I think you should
Ace
be
of
going
clubs
for
4,
it.
ace of clubs 4. So I'm going to bet 31.
Nice. That's what I was going to say. Go. You kind of got a blast, right?
Yeah, we're horsing. And what does he call us with?
I love your line. I don't care that he called.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Like your line as well.
Okay.
And look at his, so you got 34 hands on him. He's 50-12, you know. Unless you had prior notes on him that basically says just value bet the shit out of him. This is great.
Yeah. Okay. Because the horse was, we came to the right conclusion. Now he has a hand he shouldn't even be in there with, but that's besides the point. Actually, that makes our horse even more likely when he's got even more hands like that. All right.
Yeah, I mean, the solver might be a little bit pickier here and would use like 8 of clubs or queen of clubs, something like this, but I think your line is very good.
Well, the queen eight isn't a raise here
Yep.
in the solver. So let's be honest about that. I'm one pip too wide here. I don't even think there's a sliver of queen eight.
I don't think so either.
It's only queen nine. And I cannot tell you why I thought it was a good idea to open queen eight here.
Well, because you have a 50-12 player in the big blind.
But
Me as
don't
a
I know that-
tournament player, I was perfectly fine with everything here.
Yeah, but
It's a perfect open for tournament.
yeah, but here's the thing about the 50, when I see that this guy's a 50-12 and he's calling this much, I think that I want to fold my queen eight here more.
Hmm. Yeah, we've talked about this sort of dichotomy of
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah.
You fold the bottom, the crappier range more, or so that's one option,
Right,
because you're not going to get as much fold equity out of it, right?
right,
Or the other side of the coin is you raise more because you want to play pots in position against those players more, even though your hand isn't like great.
right,
Yeah, and then you play it like you did it here, because
right,
yes, I still love it.
right. Now, here's why I should open the queen eight here. Here's why this was correct. We said that we said this was a horse hand. What does the horse do when there is a 50-12 in the big blind? What's his opening range on the button?
Any two?
22. And these are two
Is
cards.
it really?
Did I
Is
get
that
this
what he
wrong?
says?
Yeah, yeah. Against recreational players, he's opening 100% of range on the button.
Okay.
Now let's look at the level of recreationalism. 50-12, yep. 27-18, not so much, but he's in the small blind. Small blinds are not as relevant.
No three
And
betting?
0 3 bets. Yeah, that's a
0 3 bets.
I mean,
8% three bets.
calling.
He three bet one time out of 12. Yeah. His aggression factor is 0.6. Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid. This guy in the small blind is not so aggressive that I need to adjust for him. He's just normal. Maybe a little, he's a little less aggressive with an 18-27. It's a little low there.
Mhm. And
I
he's in
think he's
the
sitting
small
nine.
blind.
Right. He's in the small blind, which makes him less relevant. Not that anybody's paying attention to my image, but I'm 9-9 here for some reason over 34 hands, just because what cards I happen to get. So yeah, this is perfectly equine. Everything about this is equine, I believe.
When you made that bet, did he turn to you and say, "Bastard, why so big"?
Exactly. This was online. He did. And we don't know. Sam may come in and say that I did something wrong, on the turn. But no, I think my turn bet is the right thing. So yep, it's just the horse gone wrong. And now we can look at it. We can look at it in the solver and see, do I need a club to make this bluff on the end? I think in general, the solver says you need a club. But the horse does not. I was playing the horse, not the solver. So let's just see with hands like this. Nobody else has thrown this in, right?
I have not.
Okay, good enough. Then I will just do it right now. Peek. All right. Peek, we're going to go with.
Little sliver, little tiny sliver of Queen 8 off
I'm taking it. Let's go.
in
Right.
whiz.
All right. Well, we'll do it in whiz then. All right. Switch to the whiz since you've got it.
Oh, you want me to do it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because let's at least have the sliver of the exact hand.
All right.
I never play the queen. Oh, it is there. Oh, that's plenty.
Yeah.
I never play that.
Scotty slivers.
Scotty slivers.
What was the flop? Flop was
Flop was the lovely. Let me get to the right thing. 9-7 of clubs, 3 of spades.
Okay. Solver's probably going to want a bigger bet out of you, but 50 is probably going to be in there. Oop, 3 of spades. Shoot, I need to. What are the other cards? I'll get them in now.
Oh, you got to give me now. 9-7. Sorry, here we go. 2 of clubs, 5 of diamonds. All right, here we go.
All right, let's go back to the flop. All right, so big blind, a little bit of dunking, button. So the horse says bet something that they raise with their good shit, call with their weak shit.
Right.
Solver says we're going to bet big when we bet most of the time.
Yeah, and the queen
But
eight mixes between the two sizes. Queen eight has both the big and the small.
and I would also mention here, the 75 and the 33 is used a lot, and if you just simplify it down, everything to 50%, I mean, that can't be wrong.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're not giving up that, you're not giving up that much equity. You're giving up some flexibility. And
Yes.
you might be cueing some people to the fact that they say that you are not a best player in the world. Some people who have studied about as much as we have, when you look at somebody betting 50% on the flop and that is their standard size and they aren't playing the horse, you go, you haven't studied enough to know that there are other sizes.
I changed it to full range so we can see queen eight at its. We know that we're living in the slivers, but there we go.
But it likes that, but it's perfectly fine with it with the 50% sliver.
Oh yeah, yep,
Yep,
50,
take a
50,
50%
50 is good.
sliver.
So 50, and they call, and we get the two of clubs, and they
Here's where I
check.
think I become non-solvery. I don't think the solver is trying to cap them because the capping of them is about a mistake they make.
Right. You
need
with
a
the
club,
club, and you were right. The club is where you want to keep doing it.
right? But our particular hand, which is irrelevant to the analysis, is spade diamond. Because we never talked about my hand in any part of this. We were
Yeah.
full on.
Mm-hmm. 50? No, you went smaller.
No,
You
we
went,
went small. Went like
yep, you went smaller.
so 30
And they call.
size. Yep.
I mean,
And river
we are
was
s-
again. River.
Was the sorry about that. River was the five
5.
of diamonds.
Oh. I mean, we are living in the sliver of a sliver world right now,
We
but
are.
we are still in there.
But
Look at
you
that. All of your look at
oh
your
no,
sliver. Look at your sliver of your hand that you would have.
it goes and the size is
Just 85. B85.
85. So and I went B3. I went B2.
Or check. Or check. I just want to mention that that is what I said. Like, yeah, the solver might be a little bit picky and say you need a club.
Right.
But yeah.
Yep, Bub was right. And if you did have that club, you go B300.
300%.
I think your guy was calling regardless.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing.
Called 300%. We don't know. But I don't feel bad that I went too small. I don't think that the third
No, you went B200, right?
yeah, I went B200. I don't think that's
That's
too small.
that's massive. Like that, you
Yeah.
rarely see that.
Yeah. Okay.
So the only takeaway I would get here is that a hand like yours shouldn't try to mimic a flush. It should just target his draws. That's what I get from the sizings you should use. It said like 85%.
I'm targeting top pair and a rare overpair with this size. I am intending to get him to fold a 9.
Yeah, I get you, but this hand
Two pairs gonna fold to this in theory. Like there's gonna
Good.
be two pairs that are folding.
Right, but I didn't think he had, but I didn't think I needed to worry too much about two pair because I didn't think he had two pairs.
Right.
Can you show the calling range against the 85% bet?
Yeah, let's see let me go back. Let me get rid of mine. Here we go. Let's go back and see what should he have done?
Because the solver said 85% is better for this hand. I mean,
Yeah.
I still love your line, so don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to be picky like a solver here.
No, I'm with you.
And yeah, he has to fold aces. I mean,
Yeah. And what did he have? He had 9-4. So let's just give him his nines. So look at his worst 9 that he can have is 9-7, which is two pairs, so it's 9-8. 9-8 blocks 6-8. So it's a little better than that, but it's basically the 9.
Sorry, got distracted. What do you want to see?
Oh, we're good. So when he has 9-8, so just roll over his 9-8 there. Yep, he folds it a lot and calls it sometimes. 9-7 is 2 pair. And even
Yeah.
that folds to 85 some. All right,
Yeah,
how
I
about
guess that
how about to
is
200 or something? Or whatever. What's the next size up? 150. A lot of 9s fold.
I think, yeah, if he would know, but I think we cannot do that. But if he would know node lock him and call any 9, obviously we would never use.
We wouldn't be using these bluffs.
Yeah, because it wouldn't make sense, right?
Yeah. But I absolutely went into this one because I don't play the queen 8 on the button. I don't play the sliver of queen 8 on the button. I went into this saying, let's do the horse.
Yeah, and
This
the
was,
line is great. And I think if you would have played against me, I would have folded.
I would
So
have
here you
why would
go. You would have taken my
against
money.
me. Yeah, I would have folded against me too. All right, here we go. And I think
That's
this is
good.
our last one. Okay, here we go. Ace 9. And our
Sure.
note is Nuffle Gone Wild.
Share.
Oh, sorry. This is going to be a good note. You're going to like this. Whether it works or it doesn't. This is a hand you probably have seen before. We're just because I'm looking at notes hands. Because the note is Nuffle Gone Wild. So extra nuffling. All right. So
Mhm.
we're gonna ISO him with ace 9 there. Ace 9 in the hijack is like a 50% play and a 50% fold. So this is already wide. So if you want to play Joey and move me back to here, I would fold here and just let him get away with this. But he's a V63, so he's mine.
Why do we have 58 big blinds?
I don't know. I don't know what
Okay.
happened. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's gonna screw everything up too. I don't know.
Sometimes, Bub, on this site,
Oh, that's why.
you can lose a pot, and then there's no auto reload. So if you
Mhm.
don't click the button in time, you play the next hand with whatever you're left with.
Yeah.
But by the way, you could also give false information to other players if you do this, like, oh yeah, I don't rebuy it directly. So I'm just saying, sometimes I feel like this stuff could work. I'm not sure if it works.
I
but
don't think it's worth it. So again, there are certain things that we lie. So in poker, every lie has a cost, but you can't win the game without lying.
Mhm.
And the reason a lie has a cost is because in some sense you're playing your hand not in its most natural way. But taking the thing of saying I'm going to try to make people think I'm not a good player by not buying in for the right amount, I don't think buys. I think it costs you more than it buys you. First of all, you've got to
Okay.
assume that they're paying attention to that in that way, but the amount of flexibility you give up.
I could give you a reason here that you should have like 70 big blinds at this table. Because maybe the 150 guy
Yeah.
is pretty good, the 100 big
Sure.
blind guy is pretty good, but you only want to cover the fishes, right?
That's okay too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, especially when the shorter stack is to your right, and then the bigger stack is to your left. As the money flows right to left,
You'd like to have him covered and
you
have
can
him covered.
stack the guy on your right, and the guy on your left is only going to get 70 from you when you get stacked.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. That's good. All right. So we do this. Oh, we get top pair.
Ooh, nice hand.
So he donks. So we just call.
Wow.
And he donks big. We just call in Nuffle land. At this SPR 5, we could also just jam here and not Nuffle.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my first thought. I thought like I
Jam or
actually
raise.
someone want to jam you.
But
or min click it. Min click
right,
is
exactly.
also.
And we're here. The thing I didn't notice is we're here in small stack Nuffle land.
Yeah, and the addendum goes up to 40 bigs.
Okay, fine. So we're in Nuffle land. So we're gonna
Yeah.
Nuffle it. Let's Nuffle it. Boom. Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
And he checks. We have value in Nuffle. This is a check back.
Yep.
We check back. Jack of hearts
Oh
calls.
my god.
It gets there and he bets 14. We should just call in Nuffeland, even though,
Two
we're-
pair plus
oh, we need 2 pair plus to call?
with a
Oh,
four
it's
straight.
raise.
Is there a four straight there? Yeah, there's a four straight there.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh.
9. It's a 4 straight and a flush. So we 2 pair plus to even call.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, that's what I got wrong. That's what
Okay.
and
I personally but don't show a hand. Oh no.
oh, sorry. It is yes, 2 pair plus. Okay.
Um, okay, I was going down the train like, okay, let's think about flop. And yes, he could have some bluffs, but if he had his straight on the turn, why wouldn't he bet it? So I already excluded that he can have a straight. He doesn't have a straight.
Right. That feels like not a straight. He can have a flush on the river. You can certainly get that.
And he could have Jack 10, which also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then he hit his Jack on the river.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, in this case he had Jack 8. So
Yeah.
yeah. But that was
And-
my read. I was going with Jack 10 here.
Okay.
And Scotty, also on the turn to, or
Yeah.
on the turn after the check, when you have top pair, when you have strong value, which starts at top pair good kicker, even top pair weak kicker, you bet UB 30.
I'd be 30. And and that's true even on a 4-liner?
Yes, there is no qualification
Okay.
until you get to the river.
Okay. So this is Nuffle played wrong. I should have bet 30 here because I had top pair, because top pair was enough. And then on the river, I needed to call him. I needed 2 pair plus.
Yep.
All right. So
And would Nuffle
I have the ace of
also
hearts, by the
say raising flop is fine too, right?
yeah,
No, never. Not in
Never.
Nuffeland.
not in
No.
Nuffle. Not in Nuffle.
Not in that specific strategy that you're employing. I
Yes.
certainly would get behind a raise if you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to learn the art of Nuffle mastering. Where can I do that?
So Nuffle is a Brad Owen.
Wilson.
Brad Wilson.
Okay,
Every
wrong
sing-
name just spreading out.
Every single time. It is a Brad Wilson strategy developed based on mass data analysis. It is just a PDF that he sends out, a 2-page thing. He will charge you $100 and something to send it to you, or he will give it to you for free if you do
Okay.
something nice for him. The nice thing I did for him was I joined Clubs Poker and made him my referrer, so he gets a portion of my rake, which by now is more than $120 for it. And Clubs Poker, I will tell you something about after we're done with the recording.
Okay, thank you.
Remind me. It's in my notes. Okay. So this was just Nuffle played wrong. And I could have also considered in non-Nuffle land, I have the ace of hearts. I can bluff this. How big does my bluff have to be? Is it big enough? If I raise, can I get,
It's at least a pot size bet. I mean,
yeah, can
it's
I
not
get,
it's not huge. Can
I
I
get a
get
pair to
something to
fold?
fold?
Can I get a pair to fold? I can, but I don't need to because I have a 9. So I have to say, can I get a jack to fold? That's what I have to say to
No,
myself.
you
So,
yeah,
no.
it's pretty hard to
Bad
get
bluff.
a jack of fold. I think it's not a good bluff, yes.
I think it's an inefficient, I think it's inefficient to turn second pair
Yeah.
into bluff here.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was the last of that sequence. All right. Who's got some hands? And Mike posted Brad Wilson's website, chasingpokergreatness.com.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Good.
Who's got some hands? Anybody got hands?
I could certainly call some up. I'd have to go back because I think I've pretty much exhausted most of the recent stuff
Right,
in our last
because
few
I made you do
calls.
this for 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, grab a couple. Go back and grab a couple, and I'll
Right.
grab a couple here, and then we'll be done in 30 minutes. And then hopefully this week I
Actually,
will
Scotty,
filter-
I'm sorry. You know what? I just realized I actually have to leave. So
Oh, you gotta
I
go. Okay,
cannot-
never mind.
Yeah.
All right. I will try to probably, maybe today, I'll be responsible and put in my hands. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let me grab something for you guys. Okay, I'll go back
Right.
to
I'll
sharing.
probably be listening in the car here, so.
All right,
See ya.
good enough. Bye. All right, here we go. So,
I will be still here, but I'm just
great.
away for like
Second,
1
okay.
minute. Be
All right,
right back.
I'm gonna mark that we reviewed these hands. These hands are all been reviewed. There we go. And now let's just grab some hands we have not reviewed yet. None of these hands have been reviewed. Many of these hands are bad. Oh, this is going to be very, very painful for me. I lose all these hands. Let's see how we should have played them. All right. How do I lose this hand? Why am I here with a 4-8? Oh, somebody loses all these hands. That's all that matters. Okay. Let's see the known cards. These are all just hands that people played interestingly. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to call on Zoom. Let me get the participants here. Here we go. Who have we got here? Dean, tell me what you want to do here. Are you there, Dean? No, Dean. Larry, are you there? No, Larry. Bob, you're here.
No, I'm
Go,
here,
Bob.
yeah.
Oh, okay, Dean, this is your hand. Let's see. What do you want to do with 4-8?
Fold.
Right. Queen 3.
Fold till ace jack.
Yeah, what about, okay, Jack 7 in the hijack.
No.
I like it as a fold.
Like sevens,
All
yeah.
right, what suited Jack do you want to open in the hijack?
Jack 8 seems all right.
I like it. I think that's a good line. He goes for Jack 7. All right, now here we are.
All
Ace
right.
Jack suited.
I'll 3-bet it.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know if that's right, but
It's right. He calls.
no.
Not the worst mistake to make in the world. If there's no rake, it's okay. I
I
think.
feel like everybody's gonna call. It's gonna be a landslide.
Yeah. So in a raked environment, let's first look at let's do this. Let's do 2 of these. Here we go. We're going to do it under peak, just to give some love to peak. Library. We're going to be in a cash game. We're going to be in an 8 max cash game. There we go. So we got the 2 of them. So first thing in the world, oh, this one's, are they both 8 max now? Here we go. You're going to be 6 max.
I'm back.
Hello, you're back. You'll get the next one. Okay, here we go. So here we go. In a raked cash game, the hijack opens Jack 9 suited, not Jack 8.
Mhm.
In a non-raked game, the hijack Jack 9. Let's go with Jack 9 and not Jack 8. He goes Jack 7, which is silly. But once it happens, in a non-raked game, the cutoff calling ace Jack suited, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. And in the raked game, I think that he should be raising it. Hijack goes, and he does. All right, great. He happens to be playing in a raked game, but that mistake isn't huge. There's the cutoff. He calls. What would you like to do with Queen 10 here?
One thing about the Sims, maybe I seen it wrong, but are the open sizes also different?
Yes, they were. Peak uses a different open size in the raked and non-raked games.
Oh,
He's using the raked size here in a raked game, but he's playing a hand that he shouldn't be playing in a raked game. This guy is calling, and in a raked game, he should be raising. But again, those mistakes are small. Opening the Jack 7 here is probably a big mistake. Two off of solver is probably a big mistake unless you have some real knowledge of 1, 2, 3, 4 players. And I don't believe he does. Not with a V of 4.
okay. Okay, so if I would be in a tournament here with Queen 10, this is not a call.
Yeah.
Um,
doesn't matter.
I would actually
you-
fold or raise.
Good enough, but you lose your right to answer the question because you paused. So it's Dean's question. You'll get the next one.
Oh, sorry. So
No problem. That'll teach you to go to the bathroom on my time. All right, Dean, what do you want to do with Queen 10 there?
Yeah, fold.
Oh, definite fold.
Are they
Definitely.
calling? Oh wow. They
Right.
didn't call.
Good for him.
I was gonna say squeeze queen, king six, but that was just me.
I don't, let's see. Let's see. That would be lovely. I don't know that I would do it. Okay, so we gotta be in the we gotta be in the non-raked game to get the call. So here we go. Non-rake. Cutoff calls, queen 10 folds, small blind. Nah,
No,
nice idea. I like your instinct that there would be something in there, but no. But solver special is there.
yeah,
I think what happens, by the way, is when you do your squeeze range. So like if this guy folds, there you might have some raise with the king here, but when you turn into the squeeze, you drop out all the kings, I think.
but it was there a
Oh.
little bit on the button.
Yeah. Button.
Also, I like the king queen offsuit range. If you
Oh,
if you
yeah,
look
yeah.
at that,
Yeah.
that is something important. I think.
Yes. Yes.
Oh
King.
no! After the fold, he folds, and then what small blind do with king queen offsuit? Yeah, button folds. Yeah, look here. He's actually
Doesn't play it.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
But the cutoff call in there brings it in a little bit because of the dead money. You go, let's go for it. Okay. So he folds. Good for him. And now we are on the weird range here. Really oddly shaped range.
8-6 suited is there.
It's there. Let's see if he goes for it. I would. I wouldn't have known this range. Like I wouldn't have known what this looks like after a call, but I know what it looks like without a call and it's, it's in there. So I wouldn't have like been folding 7-6 more or 8 or 9-8. I wouldn't have done those things. But I think I would have just called this. Let's see what he does. He does. Great. Good for him.
Mhm. See, just squeezed.
Mm.
Check. Opener. King's good, right? Maybe bet.
He goes for a check. He's got a backdoor flush going for him. And he's got some kings represented in his range. That's what he's got.
Mm.
But he checks it. Ace jack. Backdoor and an overcard and a
Yeah.
backdoor straight. 2 backdoors and an overcard. Enough to bet, or in a multi-way pot, do you have to check this? Heads up, this is an easy bet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 ways? 3 ways? Let's see. So first answer, Bob, first answer, Dean, do you want to bet this?
No, I don't.
Okay. And it is, we are hijack, cut off, big blind.
We're bringing out the nerds, going
Bringing
multi.
it down. Here we go. Just sign in. Let's go. Here we go. And Dean, you said you were checking. Was that right?
Yeah.
All right. Dean is checking. We have hijack.
We want to play cash, sir.
We do. We have to do button. We can't do. Oh, sorry, cash. Even worse. Cash 100. Hijack. Do we have cutoff? No, it's going to be hijack button big blind because that's all it lets us do. All right. And the flop is the beautiful king of spades, 3 of hearts, 3 of clubs. There we go. Big blind checks range.
I would check the river on the button, but
Alright.
might be a mistake.
All right. Our friend with Jack 7 suited who shouldn't be there.
Look
Jack
how
eight.
much betting he's doing. This is king high board stuff, and the 3s miss. This is a lot of betting, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot of betting.
I also think it has to do with being a paired board, and the 3 doesn't really.
Yeah.
It's like
Agreed.
as
Agreed.
if
It's
there
paired
was a
board,
king.
and the king. It's king high. Also, what's important is that it's king high flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some king. Yeah, we have some. We are well represented in the good kings land.
I mean, one heuristic meme we've seen is that out of position we are c-betting king high flops a lot.
Yeah.
And the 3 shouldn't hit anyone. Except for ace-3, maybe.
Yeah, one of the shorthands I think we see a lot, and we'll just, this is like way in the back of your mind, is that the backdoor flush of the big card is a little more value than the backdoor flush of the other cards on the board. That's a
Gift card form, but I want to see if the gift
that's
card.
important. But we'll just, when we see these, we'll just see if, how true that is as we go forward. But he checks, totally reasonable thing to do. And now what does, oh, I hit the wrong button. Here we go. There we go. First guy. Where's my buttons? Where's my buttons of things? Oh, right. Here we go. You. I want you to check. You. I want you to check. And now here we go.
Wrong button
Okay.
now.
Very high, a very high volume of checking behind in the back seat, but ace jack of spades does it some with a backdoor, and that's the one that he has, is the ace jack of spades. It's the one that does it the most. He can do it. His size is mostly the small size.
So I could explain why I like the check here.
Yes.
Basically, it's just saying, if we bet ace jack here, yes, we might fold out some hands that have equity against us, like queen 10, something like this. But if we check and we hit a jack, we're probably very golden. And if we have hit an ace, we are also golden because our ace is so good. I mean, it's actually not that good.
Well,
because
here's the
then
thing though.
Ace, king, 3-3. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
But here's the thing about our ace. Our kicker doesn't play ever, and
Yeah.
and when we bet there, the aces that fold, we already have beat.
Yep.
So let's say it goes check all the way to the river. Ace jack is probably good, and when he has ace king and ace queen, I mean ace king, and basically when he has ace queen, he's not folding ace queen to one bet here.
I
Maybe.
mean, even if he does, it's just one hand, right?
Just one hand, right? We don't have headroom. All right, so let's see what our guy does. He checks.
Nice.
Ooh,
Hmm.
got interesting. And we're done. I think we can't go to the turn. There we go. Okay, well, we got that much information. All right. You got a pair. What do you want to do,
Yeah.
Dean?
I'd still check, but I feel like they donk a lot here.
Yeah, easy check call if you want to do it. It's easier.
Mhm.
You could bet out. They've kind of made it clear they don't have kings. You got some protection. He goes for the check. All right. Mr. Ace Jack suited.
Yeah, also, button shouldn't have any pair here. So I think he should bet on the flop like pocket fives, pocket sixes, sevens, eights, nines, tens, stuff like this.
Mean the big
The button.
Oh, the button.
On the flop. He should bet a lot of hands here for value, but not.
Let's take a look at it. So these are the hands that he bets for value.
Yeah, I would overdo it here.
Oh, you would,
by
right.
without-
You're saying that you'd like to bet more of these than he does.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not wrong. That's all plus EV to do all that. All right. Especially when you look at this. Let's bet nines. Let's bet them. And watch. We're gonna bet small.
Where
And see all this check raising that this guy comes in with?
you need anything?
No, he doesn't.
No?
He doesn't. This is not the real world that you will face. Therefore, your bet is even more valuable.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, even this stuff here is probably calling more than it's betting. But yeah, this stuff, you're not getting all these bets. Some of these guys are going to slow play, but you're still going to lose to them. All right. So check, ace jack of spades. What do you want to do, Dean?
Check the
Okay.
ace jack,
Okay.
like take my equity.
Okay. I'm going to bet it. Let's see what he does. He checks.
Now if I'm 6-8, I'm betting.
Bet for, yeah. Put out a value bet. What size?
I'd put 4.
Yeah, you gotta bet small because you gotta get called by ace high,
Uh,
right? You gotta get called by ace high and a 4 for it to be profitable.
Yeah.
So you're gonna bet 4. Great. I'm gonna bet. If I bet here, I'm gonna bet 2.5 or 3. He checks, going for the check call. I like it. Now this guy springs the trap.
this sucks is the ace jack. It's like, it would be like kind of funny. Like if you call here and you might be able to get villain 32 to fold a 4.
Yeah.
Works,
Yeah, I think that ace jack should fold here because the MDF is shared between 2 players.
Yeah, I think it's like a fold because they'll have a lot more stuff they can call, like villain 32 can. But
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a funny call too, because like if you get with your call, if you get villain 32 to fold out like a 4, that's pretty funny.
It's pretty great.
And
But
you
you
win.
have to, but you have to be both, but 2 good things have to happen. He has to have nothing and this guy has to fold his
Oh yeah, we know he has not like pretty much nothing though. He checked to the river and then decides to do this. Like
pocket 4s,
he was like nothing. Yeah,
Pocket
fours,
freak pocket 4s.
fours or nothing.
Yeah, but I think you could easily, if you had ace jack and you were in big blind, I mean, if you had ace anything and you were in the big blind, this guy folds, I think you could consider calling ace high. But here, I think you have to fold ace high, which he does. And the 8,
Oh, that's really weird.
that,
Okay, and
I would never fold that.
I don't like
Okay.
that play at all.
That's the reason I checked the river.
Yeah,
so do you guys like the line villain 28 chooses here with, let's say he would do this with any queen high and below on the river? I think it's pretty good. Because after this line, check, 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 check. I mean, he's just saying, yeah, I have something. And the other 2 guys said on both streets, no, we have nothing here, my
we have
friend.
nothing else. So
He has no king X, so like I'm never folding 8 here.
Yeah, folding the 8 is insane to me, but although I still like his line by villain 28 because I think it will win a lot of pots here.
Yeah,
On a board like this.
I
But
do.
then if you're doing it with every queen and every
Yeah, any queen
like,
high
you have
and
a lot
below.
of bluffs too.
Basically
Yeah.
overdo it.
We're going to do a lot of bluffs and we don't have a lot of value to support it, but they're going to do a lot of folding.
But it worked.
And if it can fold 8 pair, that is insanely good. I mean, then it must be printing money.
All right, Bub.
All right, let's go. Queen 5 is a fold.
Good.
And yes, I know. Ace King is
It's a
not
limp,
a
right? We all know
call.
that's
Yeah, it's a
so-
very interesting limp. Okay, we
Right.
do that.
Oh.
8-4 offsuit should fold.
Yep.
Queen 4 suited only has to pay half a big blind. I mean, I am in here. I'm calling.
I like it. I would complete. I think this is completable.
And ace 8. I mean, against the limp. Huh. It's so in the middle, so I would just check, I guess.
I wouldn't hate a squeeze. I wouldn't hate a squeeze.
I would like a squeeze more with ace deuce.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So let's look at one thing. Let's look at limps. And let's look at old Jonathan Little chart. This is an old Jonathan Little chart here against one limper. And against one limper, he doesn't like completing this bad queen. So he's not, so Jonathan is not digging the queen 4 here. He's close, but he's not digging it. Let's go back to this. Queen 6.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't know. Yeah. It's like
I mean, okay, it's a range. I feel like for the queen here, it's more like thinking about how good is the queen high flush when we hit it. That's how I think about this spot.
Yeah.
on the board. Like, is it queen 6 or queen 4? I don't
Yeah.
really care.
Okay. One thing on Larry's hand where the guy, it was where the ace king did the 3-bet to 20 from earlier today. I hated that once I saw that his hand was ace king. This was against Larry's ace queen suited. And the question was what he's going to flop. I hated the fact that he raised to only 20 with ace king even more when I found out his hand was ace king. I didn't like it for his range, but I hated it for his combo.
Yeah, that's a really bad play.
So that was my opinion. All right. So he does this. Ace 8 for the squeeze. We can't look it up in a solver. But
I
sure.
said I personally I'm not in hate with it, but I would probably just check.
Ace 10 is a
Because-
no-brainer. Ace 8 is I think a little tougher to know, but Ace 10 is
But-
clear.
Right. Well, let's
Me-
go into Joey world. Does ace 8 ever open in the hijack? And it's like there's a sliver of it. Oh no, wait a minute, hijack. You can't go back. You can't go
Cut
back.
off. Right.
That would be button. But yeah, so give him this, and he's in the big blind. So he's got to go back two from his widest range. So does he do it and would he do it in the hijack?
I
Is
wonder what Joey would think that years after he has departed, that we're still mentioning his theories and strategy.
he would like that.
I think he would probably like it.
I think he would dislike the number of times that we say fuck Joey. Don't use that. But he would understand what we mean by it, that we mean it with love. All right. And this guy does not do it.
Yeah, I think I would overlimp here. I think Ace 10 is clear. Ace 8, I think, is a little bit weird.
That seems good. And ace 9, I think I like the raise of the ace 9.
Okay.
And
Flop, Drory, Rainbow, Jack high.
Yeah.
Small blind should check here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, actually, I'm very boring in multi-way, but I check here as well.
I like it. I like it.
And this guy, he can bet or check.
Right.
I wouldn't go with. I think both options
Right.
are fine. And if he bets here, I would go for what 1.5.
Gotcha. And what do you expect him to do? Get inside his head. What do you expect this guy to do with ace king?
Okay. We see 23 raise 3. He will check here 100% of the time.
I agree. I'm betting for a check. Anybody who wants to put in their bet in the chat, go ahead. I expect him to check. We got a check from me. We got a check from Bub. All right, let's see what he does. Check. Yep. When you limp ace king, you're being a little cute, if for raise behind, but you're doing it because
Cute.
Yeah. There we go. All right. There we go. 6.
Okay. Is this card good for the small blind? Not really, because I would check here. Small blind should check, my opinion.
Mhm.
Is it good for the big blind? I think yes. That's a good card for the big blind. Something like 5, 6, and 7, and maybe an 8. So could big blind bet here? I think so. And you don't even have to bet big once again. Betting like 2 big blinds, 1.5 should do the job. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if players in position will fold ace queen here, but I think betting here is not horrible.
Yeah. I like a bet here. I'm not predicting he's going to go 2 big blinds, but I like a bet here, and I would bet 2 big blinds here. And nice.
Yeah.
Like
Really
it.
good.
Like it.
So in position shouldn't fold, but I guess this villain will fold the hand, and that's just great. Oh, he's not. Okay.
No, he's very unaggressive with his open raise of 3% out of 39 hands.
Very strange.
But he knows that his
But
hand
he's-
is
yeah.
actually very strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's heard of ace king before.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, this hand actually wants to go to the river. Okay, that's good. We bet, and let's see what the
Can our friend
okay.
pull it out?
All right, let's think about this river card. Is that good? Actually, it's not good for the big blind. It's really good for the button or for the opener.
Well, it's hard to understand what
Um,
limping ranges are.
Yeah.
True, but I mean, yeah.
Queen
The
10,
problem is I see that he can have ace king, so I assume he can have a lot of good hands here. And that probably fucks a little bit with my mind here.
he can have king 10 and queen 10 here easily
Yeah.
and play it this way. That could happen.
I personally would check from the big blind here.
Okay. Does the
I,
big
I
blind
think the 10 is not good. He can still have 9x, 10x, Jack X, and he can have Queen X. And I'm not trying to bluff out
Okay.
9 or
So
10x here.
let's ask one question though. Does the big blind have showdown value right now?
I don't think so. That's the other thing. That's the only reason I wanted to bluff, but I don't think we
I don't
have
think he does.
showdown value here.
I don't think he has showdown value against a call.
Yeah, so it might be a good bluff, but because we at least block the straight 7-8. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't want to bluff it. I would prefer to have a queen here to bluff because then I know at least I have a blocker to the king queen or jack queen, something like this.
All right. If you bluff, what size? All right. So what hand calls us here on the turn that that king queen gets there, king 10 beats us, ace queen may have called here, but didn't have a gut shot, so it may have
No,
folded
I
there.
think they fold. Yeah,
And they probably don't have ace queen in their limping range very often. But they do have the jack. They do have that queenish jacket. They have everything in that queen 10, jack 10 range here, and it's all come in. I think it's time to give up. I don't think we bluff this. I think we just give up.
yeah, yeah. That was my thought. So,
But he goes
and
for
I
the bluff.
think and if we had queen high here, I would like the bluff a little bit more. That's all.
Yeah. He goes for the bluff, which I don't hate at all. And his size, jack is never folding. 5 is folding. 6, he can get a 6 to fold here. That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
I mean, I don't really like the sizing as well. I would go like half pot here.
Okay.
If I try to target something like 6x, yeah, half pot or ace queen. I think half pot would be very
Yeah.
sufficient here.
Yeah. So are you going to try to get a 9 to fold though?
No,
Okay.
I mean, not with the sizing. Then we have to go bigger, a lot
Okay.
bigger. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going for 5 and 6. And when he has a 10, you're expecting him to call because he had a straight draw and he's going to be more stubborn when he hits
Yeah.
this with a king 10 than he would be in these situations. Okay. Dean would have snapped the ace king. Dean wouldn't have been in playing an ace king on this line. You wouldn't have open limped it. All right, Larry,
All right, I'm here to help.
go.
Hero does get, it should fold to hero. Hero does get to open fours at some frequency.
Uh-oh. Let's hide this and now play it the hard way. Four.
Okay, sure.
All right.
We open, we get
get
a ridiculous 3-bet size.
Excellent.
Oh.
So our answer is simple. This is easy to play.
Yeah, we know we are going to call.
Yes,
No, all
absolutely.
in.
We are never going to fold here, and we are never going to 4-bet. This is great.
Only all in with the ace 5 suited, not with 4-4.
Right. And we want him to have pocket aces at this point, right?
We do. We
That is a-
are playing a one time, 13% chance.
Oops.
That is not the droids we're looking for.
No.
He donks.
Great.
I think we fold.
We are done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are done. All right. The guy springs the trap. One thing too late. I do not like this raise.
Yeah. Well, what are can we see the hands? See
Oh,
the
I hate
aces, right?
Yeah, he's got
Or
ace.
ace
I
king.
hate this raise.
Yeah. So this raise doesn't make sense. I mean, you're not folding out. Number one, he's the dude with the most fives.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for him to have a 5, but it's hard for him to have any hand that called a raise and a re-raise with this. I mean, his calling the queen jack is really bad, but
I don't think we need to. So maybe we can make an argument for this imposition raise on a rainbow texture, or I mean on a two-tone texture, but here
Yeah.
I think a call is better.
I do too. Now let's see something here. Let's generalize. There are no draws here because you have to be good enough to see that a 6-7 backdoor and a queen 10 with a backdoor is a good draw here, and that's hard to see. And this guy isn't that good because he called a raise and a tiny 3-bet. He shouldn't have any hands he should have folded or raised his whole range. But if you can look at this as the aces and go, he's not on a draw. Then is there any good reason to raise here?
I don't see a good point about there's no draws here, and we are only folding out worse.
Right. And I mean, you could say you could get called by worse. You can get called by a jack here.
Yeah.
But nobody it's so hard. Nobody's going to improve either. You are way ahead with a lock on this hand or way the fuck behind. So why are you raising?
Yeah, this is an error.
I don't like it. Okay, he does.
Well, he got what he wanted. Maybe
perfect.
he knows more than we do. So now queen jack should check. He does not give a fuck. This is ridiculous.
Right, let's see if the queen jack has figured it out. Nope. All the money goes in. Oh, queen jack played.
Very good point is that his two pair are going to be counterfeit. That's a good point.
Yeah. So queen jack played it worse than so I don't like what ace did, and ace got a lot more money than I would have.
So it's hard so let's think about queen jack here on turn. So this is a common error of players where they are essentially married to the hand. This is, to use Peter Clark terminology, this is fortune reversal. Okay, fine. You call the flop. I can see that. You're not reading the texture well. You can overfold. Here, you have to understand fortune reversal. You look at the board, you say, where does bluffs come from? Well, there are no fucking bluffs here. There are no draws. Maybe, backdoor diamonds, which you're blocking it. And you just muck your hand. You're just like, nice answer.
Does queen jack beat any value? Anything that this guy would perceive as value?
That's an excellent question. I think the answer is no.
No. Okay, and what is this guy's bluffs? Well, we just talked about how hard it is to find.
It's very hard to find. And we're blocking an easy one.
And did no one pay attention to the pre-flop action?
Yeah, that's a good point.
We've talked about this.
It's like, I mean, is anyone ever min 3-betting with 6-7 suited here?
Yes,
No.
it does.
Yes.
We looked at it, but it's not as weak. It's not that weak a range. It exists.
Okay.
So we looked at what the min 3-bet range is, and it is similar to the regular 3-bet range. It's just being played worse. So it's not exclusively aces, but it is not a weaker range. And so, yeah, there's a little bit of that same 6, the 6, 7, and 5, 6 in it, but it's not prominent.
Okay, so yeah, that was the first bluff that came into my mind on the turn.
Yeah.
6-7.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
It's
Mike,
pretty hard to find bluffs here, I think.
Okay. Mike, are you driving? Do you want to do the last hand? I think you
No,
probably,
go ahead. Yeah, no.
all right, this will be the last hand. And it will go to the person who says something in the chat first, gets the last hand.
I'll take the last hand.
No, you won't. Bub did. Bub got it. You got it
Okay,
in
no
there.
worries.
All right, Bub, you got it. Here we go. Last hand. Maybe it'll be one that I play.
We can share. I do flop, you do you do
Okay,
turn.
done. That's what we're
Sure.
doing. Here we go.
Or pre-flop.
Ooh, ooh,
flop.
it's gonna be a hand that I play. This is gonna be bad.
Okay, that sounds good.
Right.
I guess we raise here.
Another one of these.
Oh, but he's a shorty, so his range is actually. I'm not sure if he's competent, it might be very strong.
Yeah. We would have considered, if it went fold, we would have considered just jamming, right? Just going, fine.
Yeah, I think jamming is fine.
We would have considered it and we would never fold, just because of the depth. We would have never jammed our fours, but with 21 big blinds, we might just jam it. But now,
good.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Wow, and now we are gone forward. Okay, we're calling here.
Yeah. And our hand,
And
this is gonna be really easy for me to play, right? Just like the fours. This is set or don't.
now the good thing is Larry has to play the flop. Good luck, my
Yeah,
friend.
it's a little.
Am I on the flop? Okay.
You got the
Well,
flop.
we're gonna check.
There's a donk.
We're gonna fold.
There's a call.
Oh my god.
We
So we're
might call
folding.
with a diamond, 2 backdoors, but here we fold.
Yeah. I would fold the eights even with the 8 of diamonds now that this guy's called. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
folding twice.
That is actually a good point.
Larry, I am on your board.
Okay, and come on, 21.5 jam.
Yes, it's Jax plus. Come on.
And we are fist pumping right now that we got out of there
Yeah.
for 1.5 big blinds more. All right.
Can we see hands?
Yeah, we're going to see.
He has Jax plus. Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
obviously. That is the thing. Small. If he knows what he's doing a little bit, then yeah, it should be a really strong hand here.
Ace deuce.
It's a very
Nut
interesting
flush
spot for
draw.
ace deuce. It's kind of in hell, and it did it to itself.
Yeah, nut flush drawn and over. 2 cards to come.
But so
It's-
one thing to say here is he will follow a lot of overcards and even better aces. So the ace deuce might maybe it's not that bad, but yeah, I don't know. I
Okay.
wouldn't do
So,
it. I personally check. I'm personally checking from the small one here, but maybe it's not a bad hand to do it.
no,
with.
yeah, I don't think we need a dunk here. We have,
I think he calls though. I think it's an
I
easy.
think we call, I think we need to call, because even though we don't have implied odds here, we might have implied odds against villain 28. He also might fuck us, frankly, but I think we call. We have too much equity to
I
fold.
think call. He does. Oh no.
Oh my god!
That's
I
exactly.
don't
That
mind it.
pocket fives is staying.
Oh,
in.
this is the
That would
exact
be
wrong thing
ridiculous.
to do.
Yeah, I think this is bad.
No, if he had a smaller flush, you do that to get a bigger flush to fold.
Oh, I see your point. Yeah,
No,
that's
keep
valid.
the other flush in. What are you doing? I mean,
Yeah,
it may not work, but at least try.
true.
All right. So the one thing I like about this hand is I like the fact that the fives are punished even before this jam for how much a mistake this call was. I like this that we learned from it. We were going to fold our eights anyway. And then when this happened, we were definitely folding our eights. But if we had the 8 of diamonds, when I said, it's like, no, we're not going to play that game. And he did. And then this happened to him. And he should have expected that to happen to him.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So he threw away 4 big blinds and I'm glad we got to see.
Again, the indicator is in the pre-flop action.
Yep. But that you don't know. I'm not saying this range is only aces, kings, queens, ace, king. It's not. He's got some other things in it. But you've got to know that that's in the range. And so that if it is in the range, this is coming.
Yep.
That's what he's doing this. All right. And That's what, and that is one of the things that happens when you decide to min 3-bet. Because this guy folds to a normal 3-bet size.
Not
And I like to see
get
that.
in that nasty game.
I like to see that also.
Although, I will say I limp trapped aces from UTG live a couple days ago.
All right. Was it a game where people were attacking limps?
Yeah, yeah. So I limped. It was 1-2. I was UTG. I didn't straddle. I never straddle. Surprise. I know you guys are shocked by that. And it went. I limped. Someone middle position ISO to 12, button call 12. Get backs to me. What size are you using?
Oh, without thinking, I went to 36, but let's see what the size really should be.
That's what I did. I went to 36
yeah.
on my limp
It was-
trap.
Yeah, it was going,
And
so it was a raise to 12 and a call, right?
yeah, and then I went to 36 and everybody
And you're out of
folded.
position, right?
Yeah, everybody folded.
Right. So your range wanted to go to 48. Your range wanted to go to 60,
True.
but your
Well,
hand,
There's 100 big blinds deep.
yeah, your hand didn't want to go to, yeah, your hand didn't want to do that. Yep, I like 36.
Yeah, I went to 40
Right.
and everybody folded.
Great.
All right, good session, man.
All right. I will see you guys tomorrow, or if I don't, I'll send a note to you, Larry, to open the room without me once we
Sure.
finish.
So Monday we're on and you will, yeah, just
Yeah.
text me or call me if you
Today's
can.
Friday. No, Monday we're on. Over the weekend, I will put in my hands, and Monday I will have I will have a live session for you.
All right, you gonna play this weekend?
No, I'm not playing. I have live sessions in my notebook that I haven't put into the replayer.
All
And
right, I'm
then-
hoping to get in a lot of hours this weekend and I'll have some hands for you guys as well.
Okay, I'm gonna hit stop share. No, I'm gonna hit stop recording.
Oh, you got something to tell us about that
do.
place.
Do once I hit this Zoom